I want you and that young man to tie that knot. I'm gonna pray for you. And I want you to hold on to God's unchanging hand, because he helped Joshua fight the battle of Jericho. Yes.
It's the old
He helped Daniel get out the lion's den. He helped Gilligan get off the island.
Let me get straight to the business. Got them lions in the building. Why you lying to the children? Why you lying to the children? RIGHTEOUS. Man, you know I've been the best. Man, they know they no contest. Yahuwah, he do the best. We will not see you tomorrow. Cause you cannot go to thought. All the sons and all the daughters standing hard with big manotas. But my son, he made me Taurus. On that line, I'm still a Taurus. Karate kicking Chuck Norris, 4-5 on my waist. If he started, will not hesitate to get retarded. Oh lordy, he ain't got a PowerPoint, he farted. He thrown into the hills like a Philistine. Jihad hitting Hamites with the guillotine. Situation turned up with the ratchet team. JJ 7000 to the debate lead. I know them haters gon' hate me, but he won't debate me. Pistol off safety. He respond, come wake me. If I don't get up, nigga shake me. Really give me up. If he don't show up, then he fake G. I touch down and make these nigga nuts hate.
Oh yeah, back again for another one. Love and light to you, Sister Karima. Love and light to the Lions Den. Love and light. Create a Gang TV. And create a gang. Love and light to y'all. All praises to the ever-present Great Spirit. Jehovah, the ever-present Great Spirit, whose magnitude is incomprehensible. And whose presence is everywhere in all things that permeate throughout the entire universe. It's your boy, Darryl Kosmon. We back again for another presentation. And tonight we are going to be discussing, or I'm going to be presenting, the Faithist rites of the Israelites. The rites of the Faithist Israelites. All right, here we go. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Hold on. Where we at? Where my doc at? My doc disappeared. 1 second, y'all. Almost there. One moment. All right, Sister Kareem, I'm going to share my screen now. All right, I'm going to share the entire screen. Make sure that system audio is on. Okay, we're going to share this one here. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. Oh, I see y'all in the chat. Jamia, Dreadful Kosmon, I see you, family. I see you. All right. Smash the idol in the house. I'm not sure who you are, but welcome here. All right, we got 13 watching. Okay, what's going on? All praises ever present, as above, so below. So below as above, as without, so within as without. I'm going to go ahead and drop my disclaimer. Before I get started. Listen, I don't expect anybody to believe anything that I am presenting. In fact, I encourage you not to believe anything that I'm going to present tonight. I expect for you to go behind me and do the research on the information that I present to you in this presentation. Do not be bound to what I present to you, but please do your own research. Please do your own research. Go behind me and fact check it all. What a faithist is an objective spiritualist. So it is my duty as a faithist to present to you information that is as objective as possible and to keep my opinion to a minimum. And if it is my opinion, I need to acknowledge that. So that way you don't become bound to my opinion. And even if it is objective and even if it is factual, please do the research for yourself. That way you understand it in your own way. I am not looking for the applause of men or women. I am not looking for followers. Okay. And I'm also not presenting this. I'm also not presenting this information to an audience that has already made their mind up. This is for people who have ears that want to hear what kind of information is out there. That's all it is. All right. Give me like 60 seconds of silence. Let me get myself in the mode and we're going to get up in this. Rights of the Faithist Israelites. The rights of the Faithist Israelites. We're going to be coming from a WASP, and we're going to be backing some things up with sources. Love and light to everybody in the chat. Even if you don't agree, love and light to you. Love and light to you. To each his own. Rights of the Faithist Israelites. What is an Israelite according to Owaspi? What is an Israelite according to Owaspi? Sky, earth, spirit. The Israelites, or Israelites, is one of the tribes of Faithists. One of the tribes of Faithists who were fathered, which means instituted, by Abraham. The Israelites or the Israelites is one of the tribes of Faithists who were fathered, meaning instituted by Abraham. Israel is not the children of a man who won a wrestling match with God. In the Owaspi glossary, it tells us that the Israelites or the Israelites, or Israelites is different spellings and different tongues, are the beginnings of the Israelites. The beginnings of the Israelites was the what? The combining of two peoples, the Is tribe and the Zerah tribes, organized by Abraham. The Faithists who moved into what became Egypt, they moved into what would become Egypt and were called Israelites in the Egyptian tongue. I'm gonna go ahead and let that marinate for about 30 seconds because all you fellow biblical Israelites, I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all get y'all giggles in before we get into it because this is about to be a long night. It's about to be a long night. Yep, let that sink in. I wanted to sound nice and strange for you. Get it all up in the grizzle. Here we go. First and foremost, Abraham knew the difference between God and the Great Spirit. I'm going to say that one more time. First and foremost, Abraham, he knew the difference between God and the Great Spirit, which is part of the first degree of rights of Israel, which is part of the first degree rights of Israel. So if you call yourself an Israelite and you don't understand or know the difference between God and the Creator, Jehovah, the ever-present, you might want to question your understanding. It's going to be rough tonight. It's going to be rough. Check it out. We're going to read from Book of Discipline, chapter 1, verse 1 through 20. The difference between God and Jehovah the Great Spirit. Let me go ahead and bust out my WASP real quick, because we're going to go ahead and read through Book of Discipline, chapter 1, so that everybody can get an understanding that God and Jehovah the Great Spirit are not the same one. Here we go. Here we go. Hey, Benny Brand, I'm going to need you to report to the principal's office, homie. You disrupting class. All right. Book of Discipline, chapter 1. God reveals who he is. God reveals who he is. Here we go. This is the word from the organic heaven. This is the word from the organic heaven. Hear the words of your God, O man. Hear the words of your God, O man. Huh? I am your brother. What? Let me zoom in so y'all can see this. God say, what? I am the brother. I am your brother, not the father, the brother. Look at that. That already causes some cognitive dissonance right there. What you mean that? What you mean God is the brother? This whole time we've been duped into believing that what? He is the father. I am your brother, risen from mortality. Look, he was once mortal, risen from mortality to a holy place in heaven. He's risen. He died and risen in heaven. Prophet in my wisdom and be admonished by my love. For as I am your what? Here it is again. For as I am your elder brother, so shall it be with you. Look at that. So shall it be with me. So shall it be with us. That what? In time to come, look, to rise in time to come and to look back to mortals and call them to the exalted heavens of the Almighty. So look at that. We are to become God. God is the destination. And beyond that, For as I am your elder brother, so shall it be with you, to rise in time to come and look back to mortals, look and uplift them too, and call them to the exalted heavens of the Almighty. To Jehovah, the Great Spirit, all adoration and glory forever. Amen. Because why? All life and all motion and all power and all things seen and all things unseen are by him and through him. Neither is there an angel in heaven so high, nor sufficiently wise to comprehend Jehovah, the Great Spirit, in its entirety. You can't comprehend it. You can't comprehend. They can't look at that. We can't comprehend it. Oh no. I ain't worried, Kosmon cow. We finna keep moving. We burning fire tonight, baby. I'm finna slow cook. Neither is there an angel in heaven so high, nor sufficiently wise to comprehend Jehovah, the Great Spirit, in its entirety, nor to see him as we see our fellow man, We don't see it like we see a fellow man, We don't see Jehovah, the Great Spirit, the same way Isaiah and Ezekiel saw him on the throne, For he is within all, beyond and over all, being ever present in all places, doing by virtue of his presence, quickening all the living, adorable above all things. Listen up. As the sun is to the light of day, so is Jehovah to the understanding of the living. This is what Abraham understood. As the sun is to the light of day, so is Jehovah so is Jehovah the understanding of all the living, upon which to contemplate is the road of everlasting life, rising in wisdom, love, and power forever. Hear your God, oh man. Here's the important part. This is what Abraham understood as a Faithist Israelite. Hear your God, oh man, and distinguish between the two, that God and Jehovah, the Great Spirit, are not the same one. God and Jehovah is not the same one, nor is your God more than what you shall be in time to come. We are to be gods and goddesses in time to come. Here's the order. First mortality, and then death, which is the first resurrection. Such are the spirits of the dead, angels dwelling with mortals upon the earth, where they abide for some for a few years, some for 100 years, and some for 1,000 more years. It just depends on how bound you are and how much of the earth you can let go. If we ain't willing to let go, we're going to be bound here and stuck to the things that we ain't willing to let go. We willing to let go, then guess what? Etheria going to be our inheritance. And God and the Godhead is going to be the destination, brothers and sisters. Second, angel organization in heaven. Angel organization in heaven. And their abandonment of mortals, which is the second resurrection, letting it go. We die, cross over, and we ancestors to our kids. We got to let them go eventually, so they can be on their own way, and we can be on our own way to rise perpetually forever. Forever. As a kingdom on earth has a king, and the king is nevertheless a mortal, so in like manner is the heavenly place of your God, and a kingdom of angels, and the chief over them is God, who is what? An angel also. God is also an angel. God is also an angel. Yet, nevertheless, the kingdom of your God embraces all the heavens of the earth, and it is also with all corporal worlds and their atmospherian heavens, a God and organic heavens belonging to each and all of them. Nor is this all, for there is a third resurrection as well, in which the angels rise still higher, in which we rise still higher and higher in wisdom and in love and in power, and are sent by your God into what? Etheria, the emancipated heavens. The emancipated heavens, midway between the planets and stars, the highest of all heavens, over which there are chiefs who are also gods and goddesses. Look at that, gods and goddesses, brothers and sisters, who are also gods and goddesses of still more comprehensive attributes. Therefore, I am like any other spirit of the dead. This is what God is saying. God the brother, not God the Father. Therefore, I am like any other spirit of the dead, a one-time man upon the earth, even as you are to this day, but one within the organic heavens of the earth. That's what Abraham understood. That's what Abraham knew. Understanding the difference between God and Jehovah the Great Spirit, along with the understanding of the codes within the rites of the Israelites, is what Israel, a tribe of Faithists, understood, because all Faithists in the world are here and maintain to this loyalty, to this truth. And this is what keeps us all in one accord, understanding the difference between God and Jehovah the Creator. How to operate in one accord will be explained later in this section in the first degree of rights. Stick around. We're going to get to it. So what is a faithist? What is a faithist? A faithist is one who has faith in Jehovah being overall and within all to a wise and definite purpose. Again, what is a faithist? One who has faith in Jehovah being overall and within all to a wise and definite purpose. It is also one who endeavors to make himself in unison with Jehovah the Great Spirit. How many of us are doing that? How many of us are endeavoring to make ourselves in unison with Jehovah the Great Spirit? By doing good works to others. Look at that. What's the evil in that? What's the evil in doing good to others? How do we make ourselves in unison with the Great Spirit? By doing good works to others. What's the sorcery in that? Doing good works to somebody. What's the sorcery in helping somebody else? Where's the witchcraft in helping somebody else? One who endeavors to make himself in unison with Jehovah by doing good to others and in striving To put away self-gratification. Striving to put away self-gratification. What does it mean to strive? To strive means to devote serious effort or energy to. And then again, in the definition, it got endeavors, like it has in the glossary in the WASP, one who endeavors, one who strives. What does it mean to endeavor? It means to attempt. It means to attempt by exertion of effort. Exertion of effort. To help our fellow man. Huh? If you think that's witchcraft, if you think that's sorcery to help another person, that's delusional. You delusional. Clearly delusional. If y'all mama tripped and fell right now, I wish you would look her in the face and say, Mama, I'm not going to help you up, because if I help you up, that's sorcery. If I help you up, that's witchcraft. Be genuine about it. You wouldn't even say that to her face. Watch this in the Book of Wars Against Jehovah, chapter 55, verse 6. It say right here. Jehovah said to God, look, Jehovah, the great spirit, is talking to God, his son. Because one man cannot lift up the whole world, he shall not grieve, nor cease doing what he can. For what? His glory lies in what? Exerting himself to the full. His glory lies in exerting himself to the full. So again, what is a faithist? Now that we broke it down in the definition, we're going to add the definition in the place of the terms in the definition of the WASP. So what is a faithist? A faithist is one who has faith in Jehovah the Great Spirit being overall and within all to a wise and definite purpose. He go to breakdown based on what we just read. He go to breakdown. One who endeavors to make himself in union and harmony. One who endeavors to make himself in union and harmony with Jehovah by doing good to others and attempting every day to exert himself to the full, to put away self-gratification, which is the act of pleasing or satisfying oneself, especially the gratifying of one's own impulses, needs, and desires. Who's exerting themselves to put that away? It's what it is, Israel. It's what it is. But y'all want to hear war? Y'all want to hear about death and destruction? Y'all want to hear about sacrifice and bloodied animals? You want to hear about racism? I bet y'all will be all ears then. Huh? Oh, we gonna get to it. We gonna get to it. I'm just starting. I'm just warming up. Here we go. Because Abraham knew that Jehovah the Great Spirit is incomprehensible and without fixed form. So who is it that Isaiah is describing in his vision right here in Isaiah 6:1? Who y'all really worshiping? Because you can't see Jehovah the Great Spirit face to face. It doesn't have form or figure. It's not an idol. So if you worshiping God, if you worshiping an idol, you worshiping a man. You worshiping the thing. You worshiping the creation and not the creator. Check it out right here. We didn't clear it up who Jehovah the Great Spirit is and what it is. So look, Isaiah 6:1 right here. It says in the year that King Uzziah died, I saw also the Lord. I saw the Lord sitting on the throne. How you see the incomprehensible sitting on the throne? Look, lifted high. Look, high and lifted. And his train, filled the temple. Y'all know what a train is, right? A robe or a gown or a cape or something. It filled the temple. He was wearing clothes. He was wearing clothes. Look right here, Book of Wars, or WASP, Book of Wars. Book of Wars against Jehovah 55:7. Check it out. They say this here. Because the self-gods, have come against you. they are also, look, they are against me also. Because the self-gods have come against you, they are against me also. Because they have assumed to what? Be creators. That's what these gods with form and figure do. Huh? They assume themselves to be the creator. What? And thus proclaim themselves for their own glory. Huh? They shall have their fill. Check it out. Before these times, the false gods were content to proclaim their own names, but lo and behold, they have made the Lord God as the creator. I'm gonna say that one more time. Watch this. Because the self-gods have come against you, they are against me also, because they have assumed to be creators and thus proclaim themselves for their own glory. They shall have their fill. Before these times, the false gods were content to proclaim their own names, the Baals, the Dagons, the Ashtaroths, the Osirises, huh? But now, lo and behold, they have made the Lord God as what? The creator. And set him up as a man on a throne. Bam. Let me zoom in for you. Huh? They assuming themselves to be creators and set him up as a man on the throne. Look, they go y'all God right there. Huh? They go your idol right there. Look, y'all worshiping your big brother who you think is your father. He's sitting in the throne that we all destined to sit in one day. He's running the world that we all destined to run one day. Huh? Here it is again. Isaiah 6 and 5. Look what Isaiah said. Look, he reinforces it right here in verse 5. Look, Isaiah 6 and 5. He reinforces it. He says, then said I, woe is me, for I am undone, because I am a man of unclean lips, and I dwell in the midst of a people of unclean lips. For mine eyes have seen the King, the Lord of hosts. Huh? The Creator's magnitude is incomprehensible. It doesn't sit on a throne. So who is Isaiah looking at? Who does Isaiah see? Huh? Right here. Book of Ben and Owaspi, chapter 4, verse 3 and 5. It says, look, it has been said that Jehovah, a great spirit, is a person. But guess what? No one can know this, for his magnitude is incomprehensible. Huh? Jehovah said, my divisions are not like man's divisions, huh? I don't have physical eyes. I don't have physical fingers and arms and legs and head and shoulders and knees and toes. It can't be seen sitting on the throne wearing a cape. Huh? But God can, though. Why? Because God is a one-time mortal who crossed over, huh? Into the spirit world and risen and became a God and sits on a throne. Jehovah, the great spirit, says, my divisions are not like man's divisions. Behold, I create one thing within another. Look, Creator says this, neither space, place, time, nor eternity stands in my way. Huh? So if space, place, time, and eternity doesn't stand in Jehovah, the great spirit's way, why the hell would an idol God have a wrestling match with a man and lose? Why would an idol God who proclaims to be the creator, who is beyond eternity, space, place, and time itself, have a wrestling match with a man and lose? Let's go right here in Ezekiel. Ezekiel saw a man on the throne too. Ezekiel saw a man on the throne too. Look at this here. Right here. I'm gonna read a few verses for context, but I'm gonna skip to when he seen them. Look. Now we came to pass in the 13th year, in the 4th month, on the 5th day of the month, as I was among the captives by the river Chabar, that the heavens were opened and I saw visions, much like Isaiah. Much like Isaiah. I saw visions of who? I saw visions of God. Visions of a man with form and figure that can be comprehended. On the 5th day of the month, which was in the 5th year of King, what the hell does that say? Jehoiachin's captivity, the word of the Lord came expressly to Ezekiel, the priest, the son of Buzi, in the land of the Chaldeans by the river Chabar, and the land of the Lord was upon him there. But what did he see? What did he see? What verse is that? Is that verse 30? What did he see? It's right here. And above the firmament, over their heads was the likeness of a throne. Look, it's 26. Above the firmament over their heads was a likeness of a throne. In appearance, like a sapphire stone. On the likeness of the throne was a likeness with the appearance of a what? Of a man high above it. Huh? Look at that. Look at that. You're worshiping a man. Worshiping your brother. Look at that. Look here. Now, who did Jacob wrestle? Jacob then wrestled the creator. Because believe me, his arms are far too short to be swinging at the incomprehensible or to be wrestling the incomprehensible. He ain't put the creator in the headlock. He didn't tap the creator out. Let's go read about that. 22 to 30. Here we go. Watch this. Look, wrestling with God. How you wrestle with God? How you wrestle with God and win? That don't even make no damn sense. And he rose that night and took his 2 wives, his 2 female servants, and his 11 sons, and crossed over the ford of Jabbok. He took them, sent them over the brook, and sent them over what he had. Then Jacob was left alone. And a man wrestled with him until the breaking day. Look, a man wrestled with him. A man wrestled with him. A man wrestled with him. Now, when he saw that he did not prevail against him, he touched the socket of his hip. Look, he tapped out. Jacob put him in a guillotine and he tapped out. He choked God. He choking God out. Bro, I'm done with you, man. Let me go, man. Let me go. Now, when he saw that he did not prevail against him, he touched the socket of his hip. And the socket of Jacob's hip was out of joint as he wrestled with him. And he said, let me go, for the day breaks. But he said, I will not let you go unless you bless me. Look, he telling him what to do. I'm going to choke you. Look, bless me. I'm going to choke you out. So he said to him, what is your name? He said, Jacob. And he said, your name shall no longer be called Jacob, but Israel. Look at that. Choked him out. For you have struggled with God. For you have struggled with God. You struggle with the man. You struggle with an idol. You struggle with something that has form and figure. You didn't struggle with the creator. You struggle with the creation. Look at that. For you have struggled with God and with men and have prevailed. Look at that. Choked them out. Choked them out. And look at this. So who is this God that Jacob wrestled? Who is this God that Jacob wrestled? Huh? Who is this God that he wrestled? Because right here in Genesis 33, 18 and 20, look, he went to Canaan and set up an altar. He went to Canaan and set up an altar. Look, right here in 18 and 20, who he set up an altar to? Who he set up an altar to? So having come from Padam Aram, Jacob came safely to the city of Shechem in Canaan. He camped within sight of the city. Then he brought the piece of land on which he had put up his tents. He bought it from the sons of Hamor, father of Shechem, for 100 pieces of silver. He set up an altar there and named it El. He set up an altar there and named it El. In Canaan. He set up an altar to the idol El in Canaan. Y'all keep that in mind. Y'all keep that in mind. We're going to revisit this in a moment. Keep that in mind. Look at this here. Look at this here. We're going to go back in the WASP in page 120. We're going to read Book of Acts 5 through 15. What are you talking about? Like, Creator ain't got no form and figure. Was that page 120? Creator ain't got no form and figure. And the voice of the Creator is not audible. The voice of the Creator is not audible. I am the highest. This is Jehovah the Great Spirit talking. I am the highest. I am the highest. My service extends forever. I do not go, but I am far away. I do not come, yet I am near. My voice is what? In all places. My voice is in all places. The light of the soul of man hears me. The light in the soul of man. The ears in the soul of man is what hears the voice of the Creator. How many of us that claim to be Israel are tapped into that? How many of us can hear the voice that is not audible? When you hear a voice in your head, you can scream as loud as you want to in your head. Nobody's going to pick up those waves because those are not sound waves. Those aren't audible. So it's not far-fetched. My voice is in all places. The light of the soul of man hears me. I speak in the vine that creeps and in the strong standing oak. Hear the voice of your Creator, O angels of heaven. Carry the wisdom of my utterance down to mortals. Call them to the glories of the heavens and the broad earth. Behold, my voice is in the rocks, and my voice is in the wind that blows, and in all things that do not have tongues. It's everywhere. Everywhere. Show them my sons and stars in the firmament above, for they are my written words. What are the words? What is the written words? What is the word of the Creator? What is the word? Show them my sons and stars in the firmament above, for they are my written words. The creation is the written word. Me, you, y'all, us are the written word. The earth, the water, the sky, the clouds, the stars, the ether, the moon, the trees, the animals are the written word. All things created. My voice proceeds in the space of heaven. The wise angels of my exalted places hear the sound going forth. Listen to my speech, O spirits of the dead. Proclaim me, O gods and goddesses, that we are to become. Huh? Check it out. They look for me like they look for things. They listen for my voice like they listen for a man's voice, and they do not find me or hear the words that I have spoken. You ain't finna find a creator. Like, you ain't finna find him as no physical person not sitting on the throne. That's what this is saying. And they do not find me or hear what I have spoken, yet none can efface my words. My wisdom endures forever. Behold, I do not come as a sound to the ear. My voice goes quickly where? Into the soul from all sides. Huh? The ears of the soul. Inside of all of us is what hears the voice of the Creator. To be in tune with the Creator means to be in tune with one's self. How many of us are truly in tune with one's self? Teach them, O angels. They do not look in the right way. Their ears are turned after what? Loud claps and noises. They cry out, alas, I do not hear the voice of Jehovah. He has not spoken. No man has heard his voice. He is all silent and dumber than the things he created. They have turned away from my God and my Lord's. They have shut themselves up in conceit and darkness. They have peopled the air of the earth with spirits of darkness. What y'all think happened when Israel went to go utterly smite the Amalekites? What y'all think got sent to the atmosphere when y'all went to go utterly smite the Hivites and the Ammonites? You people the air of the earth with spirits of darkness and the drudges of men and of darkness and cannibals. Their feetles flow back upon them like devouring vermin that burrow deep in pollution. When you kill those people like that, when you go to war and smite those other nations utterly like that, you think they go to hell? No. They're on the other side waiting for your ass to cross over so they can engulf you. God didn't tell you that though, did he? Remember them, O God, my son, and you, my lords of earth. Have no pity. Don't have no pity, but be like a surgeon's knife upon them. Hold on, let me restate that. Remember, Creator gang. Remember, Faithist. Have no pity, but be like a surgeon's knife upon them. Be like a surgeon's knife upon them, For guess what? Creator gang, we told them that Jehovah lives and reigns. We told them that Jehovah lives and reigns. We told them, And his voice stands as the what? The all highest. But guess what JJ 7000 and them do? Guess what the Elder Yaraz and them do? They have mocked you and your lords and turned away going after what? Iniquity. What is iniquity? Wickedness. Is that not what they doing to this day? That's right, JJ. If you watching, homie, I'm in your house. I'm in your house tonight. They are fearful lest they believe in my person and my voice, but of their own gabble. Look, Elder Uriah, you believe in your own gabble, In his own gabble, he has no fear. And guess what he does? They criticize me and my God, the Faithists, But they own that they do not know me. They suppose my exalted heavens are without order and discipline. Look, my captains they ignore, and the teachings of my holy ones are criticized by men of straw. This is you, Elder Uriah. You a man of straw, You criticize us, Check it out. I'm gonna read it for you again. My captains, look, Creator gang, and the Faithists, The teachers of my holy ones are criticized by men of straw like Elder Uriah. Look at this. Watch this. Watch this. What does that mean? Huh? Those who have little to no substantiation to support their words. That's you, homeboy. That's you. Oh yeah, we gonna have a good time tonight. I'm working on getting canceled. I'm working on it. Huh? Have they not said, who is God that I should adore, and the Lord that I should listen? But I turn their eyes to the armies of earth, to the general and to the captain. To the general Johannes and the captain Tazariax. Huh? Then they say, our fails on earth are officered and disciplined. We rever our highest great captains. Huh? Shall they turn God away and the Lord? What shall the Creator do to please them? What shall the Creator do to please them? Is the name of my God, is the name of my general God? Look at that. God, look, generals and captains are statuses and ranks of the gods and the lords. But men call themselves captains and call themselves generals. And they lead you. And you follow. When you should follow no man. You should have no general. You should have no captain. You are your own general and you are your own captain. Huh? Shall they turn away God and the Lord? What shall the Creator do to please them? Is the name of my general God and my captain Lord not my own creation? Who founded the name of God and the name of the Lord? Why are they not pleased with my gods and my lords? Hear me, O you Etherian gods and goddesses. They do not desire wisdom and resurrection. Their love lies in what? In darkness, to eat and to sleep and to devour are the delights of their souls. The first lesson of life they have not learned. Look, the first lesson of life they have not learned. The first heaven of the earth is to them the all created worlds. The first, look at this. The first heaven of the earth is to them the all is the all of the created worlds. Huh? That's why they want to live in a box called New Jerusalem. Right here. Bound to the earth. Bound to the earth. Ain't this supposed to come out the sky? Y'all call us a UFO death cult? And don't y'all New Jerusalem supposed to come out the sky? Ain't that a UFO? We the UFO death cult, but y'all the ones waiting on the UFO to come out the sky, called New Jerusalem, and for God to invite you in. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, but guess what, Israel? Guess what? Who were the other faithists in the world during the time of Abraham? There were other faithists in the world during the time of Abraham. Oh, you thought that everything that was going on in the world just took place in the Middle East? In Canaan? In Egypt? And in Persia? Nah, there was prophets everywhere in the world at the same time Abraham was. There was prophets everywhere. There was prophets in what is now called the U.S., huh? Or North America, South America, huh? China. Oh, let's get into that. Oh, first book of God. Let's go. The creator of creations, out of whom all voices are, of whom all things are in semblance, from him and in him, these utterances are by his gods and lords and high raised angels and mortals. Watch this. Into whose dominion he gave the earth for the glory of Jehovah, the great spirit, whose God came and walked and talked, because that's what gods do. They walk and talk because they're men. Walked and talked with those who had been prepared for the deliverance of his chosen. Who are his chosen? Who are the chosen exactly? Oh, we're going to get into that. For the 4 preserved divisions of the earth, he gave 4 sons. He gave 4 sons of holy light and power for the voice of God and his lords. Watch this. Poe. Uh-oh, there's a prophet right there. Poe. Y'all ever heard of him? Poe, he was a prophet in Japheth. Here goes Abram. He was a prophet of what? Arambina. Oh, what was Arambina? Right here. Here's the map. What we call continental Africa today is called South Arambina. Right here. The Middle East, that's North Arambina. That's South Arambina. All this is Africa. Hold on, something weird just happened. Let me exit out and come back in. Okay, there go my screen, Sister Karima. Thank you. Right here. Right here. Right here. Poe of Japheth, Abram of Arambina. Brahma was a venue, that's Shem. There was a prophet named Brahma in Shem. And then there was Ilwata. Where was Ilwata? Ilwata was in Gautama. What we know is North America and South America. Ilwata was the prophet there. So we had Ilwata here. We had Abraham right here in South and North Arabia in Persia. And then also we had, who was that? Poe right there in Japheth. We had Poe right there in Japheth. And then we have Brahma right there in Shem. And we ain't talking about Brahma the false. This is Brahma the true prophet right here. Not today. Now what we know today as Brahma the false. Here we go. Book of Wars against Jehovah, chapter 4, verse 9. It states, now during the dawn of Dan, hold on, let me change my view full screen. Now during the dawn of Dan, 4 Etherian gods had sojourned on the earth. 4 Etherian gods. They were Etherian gods that came down from the higher heavens to assist true God of the earth. 4 Etherian gods had sojourned on earth, walking with the 4 mortals. So there was one assigned to Poe, right there in Japheth. There was one god right there assigned to Abraham of Arambina. There was a god assigned to Brahma in Venu, and there was a god assigned to Ilwata in Gautama. And the 4 gods did what? The 4 gods preached through these 4 men, explaining Jehovah the Great Spirit and his kingdoms. And the angels of Jehovah inspired many followers to them. So it wasn't just exclusive to Abraham during that time. That'll cause some cognitive dissonance, won't it? See, the Owaspi explains what happens all around the world. So that said, check it out. That said, Israel is not an exclusive chosen. I'm going to say that one more time because I know that's going to hurt. Israel is not an exclusive chosen, as there were chosen people all over the world who as one together are called Faithists of the ever-present Great Spirit. I'm going to say that to you again. I'm going to say that one more time. Israel is not an exclusive chosen, as there were chosen people all over the world who, as one, are called Faithists of the ever-present Great Spirit. Here we go. A WASPy Book of Inspiration, chapter 11. We're going to read 5 through 8. This is what the Jehovah the Great Spirit says. Look, to back this up, look, I have no sect. What is a sect? A sect is a group adhering to a distinctive doctrine or to a leader. Faith is we don't have leaders. I will have no sect. I will have no creed. I'm going to read through this, then I'm going to go back and slow it down. Let me read through this first. I will have no sect. Jehovah say, I will have no creed. Then Jehovah says this. He says, it says, I am not exclusive. I am not exclusive, but I am with all my living creatures. All my living, not some living creatures, Israel, not a group, not an exclusive group. We read earlier that Jehovah the Great Spirit is not limited by time or space or place or position. So it's not limited to just one group of people. It is with all his living creatures. Everyone has the spark. Everyone has the life. Everyone has the consciousness. Now let's go back and slow that down. I will have no sect. I will not have a sect. I won't have IUICs in one place and ISUPKs in another. No, we're one people. A sect is a group adhering to a distinctive doctrine or to a leader. No, we have no captains. We have no we have no generals. I will have no creed. What is a creed? I will have no creed. What does Jehovah mean by this? That means everyone gets to be their own person and understand that their matters alone are with their creator. That's called spirituality. There is no middleman. There is no savior standing between me and the creator. And I said this analogy a million times. If I stand in the sunlight, that light is directly from the sun. If a man comes and stands between me and the sun, now I'm in the shadow of that man. I don't need that man to be my savior and say, if you go through me, then you can stand direct in the light. No. We stand direct to the creator. That's spirituality. Religion has middlemen. Religions have idols. Religions have saviors. Spirituality does not. All of our matters is between us and the creator alone. Let me slow down. I'm getting hyped up. Can't even get my words out right. Everyone gets to be their own person and understand that their matters alone are with their creator. We all vary in talents, we all vary in interest, and we all vary in values. Much like how we all vary in voices and how we look and how we speak and how we understand. Everyone may speak the same language, but not everyone has the same cadence. Not everyone has the same tone. Not everyone has the same speed or pitch. We are our own person, speak the same language, we all speak the same language of creation in our own unique way without jeopardizing the growth of oneself and the liberty of your brothers and your sisters. I am not exclusive, but I am with all my living creatures, with everybody. The creator is with everyone. But what makes you chosen? What is it that makes you chosen? Because the creator is already with everyone. Everybody, our brothers and sisters. Hold up. Let's go to Book of Aranathan real quick and clear that up before we go to what makes you chosen. What makes you chosen of the creator? Because everybody's with the creator, but not everybody is chosen. Let's go to Book of Aranathan, chapter 1, verse 8 through 12. Hold on. Let me get my WASPy back open again. Something weird happened on my computer crashed just a moment ago. Hold on. Let's get over here. All right. We're going to start at verse 8 right here. I'm going to pull this on over real quick. Right here. We're going to start from verse 8. First then, his living presence, I declare to you that he is now. Listen up, y'all. First then, I declare to you. Look, his living presence, I declare to you. We are all declaring his living presence. Look, he is now. That's the present. Always was. That's the past. Always ever shall be. Present in all places. That's future. First then, his living presence, I declare to you that he is now, always was, and ever shall be present in all places. Worlds without end. There ain't no end out there. Look out there, all them countless stars. Ain't no end out there to them countless stars. And you can't even see it all in our entirety. Doing virtue by his presence, quickening into life and moving all things onward to a wise and definite purpose. Look, it's moving all things onward to a wise and definite purpose. Not a malignant purpose, not an evil purpose, not a sorcery purpose. Not for a witchcraft purpose, for what? A wise and a definite purpose. Look, in 10, whose presence is everywhere and boundless. Whose presence is everywhere and boundless. So what did Ezekiel and Isaiah see sitting on the damn throne if the Creator's presence is everywhere and boundless? He was looking at a person that had bounds to him. Someone who had a head, someone who had shoulders, someone who had arms and legs, You can't wrestle something that's boundless. You can't wrestle something that exists everywhere. How you going to get your arms around that? You can't even grapple the air in front of you. You think you're going to beat God in a wrestling match? You think you're going to beat the Creator in a wrestling match? How did he beat God if God claims to be the Creator? Now watch this. Look, in verse 11, this is what I wanted to show everybody. What did the Creator say? He said, I am not exclusive, for I am with all my living creatures. But look right here in Book of Verandit, in chapter 1, verse 11, it says this, that all the living are his sons and daughters. All the living are his sons and daughters. But watch this in 12. He says right here that none are orphans. The Ammonites wasn't orphans. The Hivites wasn't orphans. The Amalekites, they wasn't orphans. Your brothers Benjamins that you slaughtered, they wasn't orphans. That none are orphans, but all have a father. All have a father. We all sons and daughters of this universe, which is part and parcel of your flesh and the spirit is he, even the Creator. And when a Wasby says even, it means also known as. But what makes you a chosen person? What makes you chosen of the Great Spirit? He's with everyone, whether you're chosen or not. But what makes you chosen? Let's go back. Let's go back right here in Book of Inspiration, chapter 11, verse 8. It says this. It says, to those who choose me. Those who choose me. So if you want to be chosen, you have to choose. To those who choose me, practicing what? Their highest light. So you got bums like Elder Uriah talking about we talk about we do evil. Sorry, I'm getting a little hyped up. You got bums like Elder Uriah talking about we do evil, we malignant, we sacrifice kids. That ain't the highest light. The Creator says it right here, that those who choose me, practicing their what? Their all highest light. The all highest light ain't got nothing to do with sacrificing kids. The all highest light ain't got nothing to do with slitting animal throats and sprinkling the blood on the altar and setting it on fire so the sweet savor can go into the nose of your God that like that burnt flesh. That's what makes you chosen. So whether or not you're chosen, the Creator is still with you. All you got to do is choose. To those who choose me, practicing their all highest light, I am a shield and fortification against all darkness and against all evil and contention. These are the rules of light. What is the highest light? What is the highest light? Is it sorcery? Is the highest light witchcraft? Is the highest light being malignant, like them subjective fools make videos of us claiming that we are and that we're not, and afraid to open our book to see if we really are that? Let's go see. We're going to get up in Book of Discipline. Chapter 8, verse 11. Watch this. Watch this. Let's see how malignant we are when our Creator tells us to practice our higher light. Let's go. What page is that? 1224? Give me a minute. Oh, it's going to be a long night tonight. It's going to be a long night tonight. Right here. What's the highest light, y'all? What did the Creator tell us to do? For those who choose me, practicing what? The highest light. Let's go, y'all. Matter of fact, I'm going to read this whole thing. Hold on, I'm going to start right here from 3. I'm going to read right here from 3. Elder Yara and JJ 7000 are also under the prejudice of old things. Or the influence of their neighbor, or a spirit, that they idol God that they're sitting on the throne, or their surroundings, or the impulse of their own flesh, being subjective, and say, I too follow my highest light. Whereas what? Elder Yara and JJ 7000s are in darkness altogether, nor do they even know what is meant by the term highest light. You want to know why? Because they didn't open the WASP to find out. They went to Wikipedia instead and was fed a lie, in contrast to what the Jehovah tells us to do. Whereas they are in darkness altogether, nor do they know what is meant by the term highest light. And guess what? Elder Yara, when Elder Yara makes his video series, he's what? Offering venturing an opinion or vague surmise instead, and believing he is expressing his highest light. Oh, you getting roast this night, buddy. For which reasons you shall explain that only facts well known or comparatively proven are light. Guess what, Elder Yara? An opinion is not light. That whoever professes light must know the matter by his own knowledge, that facts, that figures and numbers and axioms demonstrate light. Opening the WASP to prove your claims demonstrate light. And without these, then that supposed light then is only darkness. Oh, we finna have a good night tonight. Pursue this philosophy and you shall easily discover who among you has the highest light. Which one was spitting darkness, and which one was spitting light? Which one used the facts and which one used subjective opinion and false sources to try to back up their subjective false claims? Easy. And also, what kind of judgment shall govern the chief rulings? Check it out. We're going to go right to 11. These then are the rules of light. Let's go back. What did the Creator tell us to do? Did the Creator tell us to be malignant? Did the Creator tell us to be maleficent? Did the Creator tell us to practice witchcraft? No, what did the Creator tell us to do right here? He said, to those who choose me, practicing what? Their all highest light. I am a shield of fortification against darkness. What is our highest light then? What is our highest light then, Great Spirit? These then are the rules of light. That which is what? Self-evident. That which is what? Axiomatic. That which is what? Substantiated by facts. And what else? That which has a parallel in known things. And what else? Things that lead to what? Peace. Things that lead to what? Order. Things that lead to what? Uplifting your neighbor and yourself. Shut your... Y'all need to cut it with that bull, man. Y'all need to cut it with them claims, man. Things that lead to peace, order, and the uplifting of your neighbor and yourself. Oh, and watch this. Look at 12. And also to discipline yourself to be constantly on the alert, to be pure, to be good, to be fruitful, to be truthful and gentle in your speech, to practice what? Here it is. Practice what? Right doing. To practice right doing. These are following the highest light. These are following the highest light. I didn't see nothing about animal sacrifice. I didn't see nothing about child sacrifice. I didn't see nothing about going to war. But I'm the sorcerer. But I'm the wicked one. I see cognitive dissonance in the air, baby. Oh, man. Look at here. Weighing the words of angels. What this say right here in 12:20? What this say? Right here. All right, there, verse 9. Let's go back to 9 right here. Hold on. How you know if you're talking to a good angel or a bad angel? Huh? What is an angel? An angel ain't nothing but the spirit of the dead. As soon as we die and we cross over, we automatically become an angel. Whether or not we a dark angel or whether or not we a light angel, that depends on the person. Huh? Some will desire to consult with angels as to which in a given matter is the highest light. In a given matter, it's the highest light. It just depends on what type of angel you're consulting with. It's no different from making friends with a mortal. What kind of friends y'all like? What kind of person you like to be around? What kind of person you like to be around you? Angel ain't nothing but a spirit without a body. An angel ain't nothing but a spirit without a body. But I say to you, you shall weigh the words of angels as if they were mortal. See, I just said that. We have to weigh the words of angels as if they were mortals. Huh? If a mortal come to you bumping their gums about nothing, you already know what they on. If an angel of the dead comes to you bumping his gums about nothing, you already know what he on. But if he come at you genuine, he come at you with that love and that light, you know what they on. As a matter of fact, it says in Book of Esther, chapter 4, verse 6 and 7, it states that God and heaven are of the resurrection. As God and heaven are of the resurrection, so are Satan, hell, and the devil of the declension. All men on earth and all angels and all spirits of the dead belong to one of the two. They belong to either the declension or they belong to the resurrection. So when you come in contact with a mortal, you already know what he on. Is he of the resurrection or of the declension? Same thing with the spirit. Ain't no different. Weigh the words. It's saying in the Bible, God even tell y'all in the Bible to test the spirit. Although it's false, although he an idol, false idol, nothing, everything he said wasn't exactly stupid. He threw some gems in there. Some would desire to consult angels as to which in a given matter is the highest light. But I say to you, you shall weigh the words of angels as if they were mortals, exacting similar facts and substantiation. Huh? Show me the facts. Substantiate. That's how you tell if they have the resurrection or the declension. That's how you tell if they have the highest light or if they have darkness. That's how you tell if they objective or if they subjective. Wait a matter. Test the spirit. God even tell you that in the Bible, so I'm sure that's something you can agree with. If nothing else. Just check it out. Abraham understood the weighing of the words. Look, he understood that weighing the words of angels is of a higher light. I'm going to say it again. Abraham, he understood that weighing the words of angels is of the higher light because he understood the higher laws. What are the higher laws? The commandments. He understood the commandments, thus understanding the higher laws, thus living in his highest light. Thus, if an angel approached him asking for tribute, he knew to weigh the words of that angel. Watch this. Watch this. Faithist Israelite Abraham. Watch this. This is Book of Owaspi, first book of God, chapter 9, verses 10 through 19. Watch this. Now, after Abraham and his people had returned to Jireh, his camp, and it was night, God said to Abraham, true God said to Abraham, be steadfast and show your people so that they may understand my words. Watch this, pay attention. And while they were still praying before the altar, God withdrew from Abraham. God withdrew from Abraham, and allowed the evil angels who followed them from Sodom and Gomorrah to draw near the altar. Watch this, y'all. God put Abraham to the test to see if he was going to use what he taught him. And one of the evil angels, clothed himself in a great light. One of the evil angels clothed himself in a great light, and adorned with sparkling gems and a crown, he appeared so all the multitude of people could look upon him. Right here, it even tell y'all in the Bible in 2 Corinthians 11:4, Jesus told y'all, and to no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. So you got to test the spirit. Abraham said, who are you? And the spirit said, I am your God, ruler of heaven and earth. And Abraham said, I am your servant. What may I do for you? And the spirit said, you shall take your only son, Isaac. I want y'all to notice this right here. It says, what? Your only son, Isaac. Only son, Isaac. What? The Bible doesn't say he say Ishmael was his son too, right? Oh, pay attention. We're going to get to it. And the spirit said, you shall take your only son, Isaac, and your host, who were with you at Sodom and Gomorrah, and go with me where I will lead you, for I have a great work for you. Abraham said, I will do whatever you put upon me to do. So in the morning, Abraham and his son Isaac and the host who had been with Abraham to Sodom and Gomorrah assembled together. And Abraham spoke, saying, where to, O God? The spirit answered him, saying, take sticks and a firebrand, which is a torch, and come to the summit of the hill over there, for you shall restore the rites of burnt offerings. Abraham told the people what God had said, so they began. And Isaac carried the bundle of willows, such as basket makers use, saying this will light the large pieces. But what will you burn for an offering, Father? This is what Isaac is asking Abraham. Abraham don't even know yet. Abraham said, God will provide. God will provide. And when they ascended to the place, Abraham gathered logs and heaped them up. And Isaac placed the willows. And check this out, y'all. This is what Abraham did. The spirit spoke, saying, what shall a man love above all things in the world? And Abraham said, God. I want y'all to think about this for a second. Was Abraham talking about the God that was speaking to him, or the God within himself? Think about that for a minute. We're going to get to it. And Abraham said, God. And the spirit said, for which reason you shall offer your only son Isaac as a burnt offering. Hold on. But what did Faithist Abraham say? He said, look, he said, for you shall offer your only son Isaac as a burnt offering, and it shall be testimony before your people that you will obey God, even to the sacrifice of your own flesh and kin. But hold on, look what Abraham said. Abraham said this. He said, what? He said, show me that you are God, so that I may not err. For what? I have been commanded not to kill. I think you missed it. What? Abraham said what? Dude say what? Dude say, boy, you offer your son Isaac as a burnt offering, and it shall be testimony before your people that you will obey God, even to the sacrifice of your own flesh and kin. Hold on. Faithist Abraham said, wait a minute, bro, show me that you God, so I won't make a mistake, man, because look, you told me, you commanded me not to kill. Now you telling me what, to kill my son? But hold on, what the evil spirit do? The spirit departed away from Abraham, perceiving what? That he knew the higher law. Oh, wait a minute. But I thought a WASP promotes child sacrifice, Elder Uriah. You should have read the book, buddy. You should have read the book. Oh, hold on. Hold on. I got something for you right here. Let me show you something. Wait a minute. You want to accuse us of child sacrifice? Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Got something for you.
The moral law is that if a child was to be rebellious, okay, towards their parents, they was to be taken out.
Oh, these your brothers. These your brothers, JJ 7000. These your brothers, Elder Uriah. Hold on. What happened? Uh-oh. They're getting questioned. They're getting questioned by the Faithist Israelites. Uh-oh. Watch this.
The moral law is that if a child was to be rebellious, okay, towards their parents, they was to be taken out and stoned to death because of that. You see what I'm saying?
Would you do that? Would you do that if your God came back to you today in glory and said, I want you to stone your son if he get rebellious? Would you? Would you do it?
Yeah, I probably would. Yeah, I would.
Wow.
Would you kill your child?
Calvin asked that man if he would still stone his son if his son got rebellious, and he said, "Yeah, I would." That was from an Israelite. That was from a biblical Israelite. Here we go. We got it on record. Huh?
Child, your son, if your God told you.
Wow.
Would you kill your child, your son, if your God told you to?
You said if the Most High told me to?
Yeah.
Or yeah, man, the Most High said do it, then that's what it is.
That's what he said. Look, he's like, if that's what the Most High told me to do, that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna kill my kid. Watch this.
If your God came to you right now, tonight, in pomp and glory, shining, and he commanded the...
Oh, hold on. I need to turn it up. Hold up. Let me find out. Hold up. Hold up. Hold on. Let me find out why this. Okay, hold on. Here you go. Let me see. All right. All right. Let me start it over. I'm gonna start all the way over. Let me know if the volume is good for y'all. Watch this.
The moral law is that if a child was to be rebellious, okay, towards their parents, they was to be taken out and stoned to death because of that. You see what I'm saying?
Would you do that? Would you do that if your God came back to you today in glory and said, I want you to stone your son if he get rebellious? Would you? Would you do it?
Yeah, I probably would. Yeah, I would.
Wow.
Would you kill your child, your son, if your God told you to?
You said if the Most High told me to?
Yeah.
Or yeah, man, the Most High said do it, then that's what it is.
See that? And they accuse us of, hey, look, they accuse us of being a cult, but they the ones that sacrifice their kid that God told them to. Look at this.
If your God came to you right now, tonight, in pomp and glory, shining, and he commanded the death of your child, would you sacrifice your child?
If the Most High told me to do it, of course.
Of course, yeah. The Most High told me to do it. Look, if the Most High told me to do it, of course, yeah. The Most High told me to do it. Look, now watch this. Look at Israel doctrine. This was the best question anyone ever asked him. Watch how he responded. He was like, hell yeah. Watch this. If God came to you and told you to sacrifice your kid, would you sacrifice your kid?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, okay, Benny. Explain that to the police. One more time for him.
The moral law is that if a child was to be rebellious, okay, towards their parents, they was to be taken out and stoned to death because of that. You see what I'm saying?
Would you do that? Would you do that if your God came back to you today in glory and said, I want you to stone your son if he get rebellious? Would you? Would you do it?
Yeah, I probably would. Yeah, I would.
Wow.
Would you kill your child, your son, if your God told you to?
You said if the Most High told me to?
Yeah.
Or yeah, man, the Most High said do it, then that's what it is.
If your God came to you right now, tonight, in pomp and glory, shining, and he commanded the death of your child, would you sacrifice your child?
If the Most High told me to do it, of course.
Wow.
If God came to you and told you to sacrifice your kid, would you sacrifice your kid?
Hell yeah.
Okay, watch this. Watch this. I got one more for y'all. I got one more for you.
Would you kill your child or your grandchild if your God told you to?
Oh man.
So that's a yes.
Yeah. Well, it's a yes, but I think that it would be a test. I don't think the Lord would actually tell you to do it. I think it would just be a test because we
I'm
can
saying you
see
be willing. You be willing to go through with it.
what go through. I'll go through any trial the Lord puts me through.
You would. Okay.
Ecclesiasticus.
One more time. One more time.
Would you kill your child or your grandchild if your God told you to?
Oh man.
So that's a yes.
Yeah. Well, it's a yes, but I think that it would be a test. I don't think the Lord would actually tell you to do it. I think it would just be a test because we
I'm
can
saying you
see
be willing. You be willing to go through with it.
what go through. I'll go through any trial the Lord puts me through.
You would. Okay.
Ecclesiasticus.
Oh boy. Oh boy. I'm working on getting canceled tonight, boy. I'm working on it. I'm working on my cancellation. I'm working on my exile. Where my screen just go? Hold up. Working on my exile. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Look at that. Look at that right here. Holy Bible, Exodus 20:13. Look at y'all boy Moses right there. Holy Bible. Exodus 20:13 tell you what? Tells you thou shalt not kill. It tells you thou shalt not kill. Don't y'all know if y'all was to sacrifice y'all kids, how y'all gotta prep y'all kids? Don't y'all know how y'all gotta prep y'all kids for the sacrifice? Let me show y'all. Let's go to Leviticus. Let's go to Leviticus chapter 1, verse 3 through 9. Look here. Look here. We can start from the first one. Watch this. Now the Lord called to Moses and spoke to him from the tabernacle of meeting, right? From the tabernacle of meeting, saying this: speak to the children of Israel. You know what? Let me change this version to the names of God version. Well, oh yeah. Now the Lord called Moses and spoke to him from the tabernacle of the meeting, saying this. Hold on, that didn't change. Oh, change, damn it. Change. There you go. That's better. Yahweh. Yeah, your boy Yahweh. Yahweh called to Moses, spoke to him from the tent of the meeting. He said, tell the Israelites, if any of you bring a sacrifice to Yahweh, you must offer an animal from your cattle, sheep, or goats. Look at that. Look, this is how y'all got to prepare them. This is how you got to prepare the burnt offering. If you bring a burnt offering from your cattle, you must offer a male that has no defects. Offer it at the entrance to the tent of the meeting so that Yahweh will accept you. Place your hand on the animal's head. Place your hand on the animal's head. Look, you have to place your hand on your child's head. And the burnt offering will be accepted to make peace with the Lord. See there? Watch this. And then slaughter your child in Yahweh's presence. Look, Aaron's sons, the priests, look, JJ 7,000 of them, look, they'll offer the blood. They will throw it against all sides of the altar that is at the entrance of the tent of meeting. Look, they got the skin. Look, the elder Uriah, he got to skin the burnt offering and cut it into pieces. Then the sons of the priests, Aaron, will start a fire on the altar and lay the wood of fire. Look, lay the wood on the fire. Look, and then JJ 7,000 and elder Uriah will also lay the pieces, the head and the fat on top of the wood, burning on the altar. Look, and watch the internal organs and the legs. Look, and then the priest, and the priest will burn it, all of it, on the altar. Look, it is a burnt offering, an offering of fire, a soothing aroma to their idol God Yahweh, who is also El Shaddai. Look at that. Look at that. It's a sweet savor. Look, y'all kid gonna be a sweet savor to the God. Look, ooh, your son smell wonderful. Ooh, your burnt up daughter, your burnt up child smells wonderful. Oh, yeah, thank you. Now bow down in reverence and do whatever it is I tell you. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. Sounds like a demon to me. Sounds like a demon to me. Oh, yeah, I'm working on my cancellation, baby. Look at here. Guess what? God appeared to the biblical Abraham and told him to sacrifice his son Isaac, to which Abraham consented. Look, there go y'all boy L right there. There go y'all boy L right there. Then I just read earlier that Jacob went and set up an altar El in Canaan. Right here, the Canaanite god El. That's what you worship. That's your God. I'm gonna leave it right there so y'all can take a nice long look at him. Uh-huh. Because y'all El Shaddai. Nigga, you El Shaddai Yahweh. Look, an idol God sitting on the throne. Look, as described by Isaiah and Ezekiel. And look, and the being with form and figure that lost to Jacob in a wrestling match. There he is right there. That's him right there. Hmm? Hmm? Look at that. That's y'all right there. Look. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and rent y'all movie. Yeah.
It says it has a password.
Oh, hold on. Let me mute real quick. No, hold on. I got you. Hold up. Look at that. Look at this here. Biblical Abraham. Look, that's the sacrifice right there. Look here. Right there. Look at this here. Later, Elohim tested Abraham and called him. Look, Elohim, Yahweh, El, the same thing. El Shaddai, all the same thing. All the same God. Later, it tested, look, Elohim tested Abraham and called him to him. Abraham. He said, yes, I'm here. He answered. Elohim said, take your son. He said, take your son, your only son. Oh, he did call him my only son here. Okay, I'll stand corrected on that one. Look, Elohim said, look, take your only son, Isaac, whom ye love, and go to Moriah and sacrifice them there as a burnt offering. Look, he told him right off the bat, right there in the Bible. He told him right there, right off the back in the Bible. Right off the back, he said, go take your son and sacrifice him. And he had this on his mind. And what did the biblical Abraham say? Show me that you're God so that I may not err? Because God told me not to kill? Is that what biblical Abraham said? No, Abraham was finna follow through with it. He said early the next morning, Abraham saddled his donkey and he took with him 2 of his servants and his son Isaac. You know the story. He's about to follow through with it. But check this out. Now watch this. I'm gonna play Captain Tazariak's video again. I want y'all to pay attention to something. And then Brother Benny in the chat said that God will what? Bring him back to life. Oh, okay. Well, I watch this. Watch this. Watch this here.
Would you kill your child or your grandchild if your God told you to?
Oh man.
So that's a yes?
Yeah, well, it's a yes, but I think that it would be a test. I don't think the Lord would actually tell you to do it. I think it would just be a test because we can see.
You'd be willing to go through with it.
I'll go through any trial the Lord puts me through.
You would? Okay.
Ecclesiasticus.
Okay, now I got a question for Brother Benny since he want to run his mouth in the chat about the sacrifice. All right, now with Jephthah, I want y'all to ask Brother Benny this one here. When Jephthah sacrificed his daughter to the idol god, did God bring her back to life? I'm waiting for your answer, Benny. Did God bring Jephthah's daughter back to life? I don't think so. Shut your mouth. Watch this here. Let's go read about Jephthah. Watch this. They didn't get that same mercy. Look, Jephthah didn't even get that same mercy. Watch this in Judges 21, 30 through 39. Watch this. We going at a night, boy. We going at tonight. Look here. The spirit of, hold on, wait a minute. This ain't the, I'll read this one. That's fine. Look, then the spirit of the Lord came to Jephthah. He crossed Gilead and Manasseh, passed through Mizpah and Gilead and Gilead. Watch this. And from there, he advanced against who? The Ammonites. And Jephthah made a vow to the Lord. Look right here. Jephthah made a vow to the Lord. Jephthah made a vow to the Lord. What was that vow? That vow that Jephthah made, he said, if any of you, he said, if you give the Ammonites into my hands, whatever comes out of the door of my house to meet me when I return in triumph from the Ammonites will be the Lord's. And I will do what? I will sacrifice it as a what? As a burnt offering. Jephthah told his Lord that he was going to sacrifice the first thing that came out of his home door. He was going to sacrifice it as a burnt offering. Now, has anybody ever asked this question? Anybody ever have to ask this question? Why does Jephthah have to sacrifice anything for a war that he has to fight for his God? If this is a war that you orchestrated and you should be able to win with the snap of a finger, why should I have to sacrifice mine to win your war? Huh? Okay, then let's keep reading. Then Jephthah went over to fight the Ammonites, and the Lord gave them into his hands. And he devastated 20 towns from Aurora to the vicinity of Minnith, as far as Abel Karaman. Thus Israel subdued Ammon. There we go. Now watch this. Now when Jephthah returned to his home in Mizpah, who should come out to meet him but his daughter, dancing to the sounds of timbrels? Look, his daughter came out the crib, his baby girl. Huh? She was an only child. Except for her, he had neither son nor daughter. When he saw her, he tore his clothes and cried, "Oh no, my daughter, you have brought me down and I am devastated. I have made a vow to the Lord that I cannot break." Wow. Not even for his baby girl. To an idol god that told him, "Thou shalt not kill." Huh. "My father," she replied, "you have given your word to the Lord." Look at that. She was cool with it. Look, who in their right mind gonna be cool? Who daughter in their right mind gonna be cool with that? Huh? You brothers go look in, you brothers that subscribe to this, go look in your daughter's eyes and say that I made a vow to the Lord. I'm gonna have to kill you. I'm gonna have to kill you and burn your body as a sweet savor to my God. Go look at your daughter straight in her eyes and tell her something like that. Huh? "Oh, but we wicked. Oh, but we malignant. Oh, but we maleficent. Oh, but I'm the sorcerer." That's okay. Huh? Do to me just as you promised. Now that the Lord has avenged you of your enemies, the Ammonites. But grant me this one request, she gave. Give me 2 months to roam the hills and weep with my friends, because I will never marry. You may go, he said, and he let her go for 2 months. She and her friends went into the hills and wept because she will never marry. Why? Because she's going to be dead by the hands of her father. And watch this in 39. And after 2 months, she returned to her father, and he did to her as he had vowed, and she was a virgin. He sacrificed his daughter for the idol god of Israel. There we go. They go child sacrifice for you, Elder Uriah. That's a God that you worship. The Faithists ain't guilty of that, Elder Uriah. That's what you subscribe to, homie. Oh, man, boy. Too much fun tonight, baby. I'm working on that cancellation. Because Faithist Abraham knew the higher law. He knew such a command by God, such as sacrifice your child, is called what? Hypocrisy. That's called hypocrisy. What is a hypocrite? A person who pretends to have virtues or qualities that he or she does not have. Oh, shout out to Woodson Payne. He a scrub too. What's up, scrub? Oh, man. I'm loving the audience tonight, man. This is exciting. Look at that. Y'all got a hypocrite man, God, y'all worshiping, boy. Look at this. Look, Abraham. Look what Abraham say. Look, this is what Faithist Abraham say. Look, book of God. Watch this. Abraham said, this testimony I declare to you, regarding which your own brethren are witnesses. Witnesses to what? That even the chosen of God can be deceived by evil angels. Oh, man. Come on now. Come on now. Even the chosen by God can be deceived by evil angels, for they can take any name and any form. Uh-oh. What, like L? Like y'all L? And having no fear of God before them, declare falsehood for truth and darkness for light. Huh? Oh, y'all want to time my people out. That's all right. That's okay. We working on getting canceled tonight anyway. Hey, if y'all get timed out, you did a good job. For which reason you shall not seek signs and miracles, for these may be from evil spirits, even though they show their bodies or converse learnedly, just like he appeared to Jacob to wrestle him, just like he appeared to Isaac, just like he appeared to Ezekiel sitting on the throne. It is not in the power of man to know by words or signs or by oaths or promises what is truth. But the Father has created one thing besides, which is his own light, for which reason be believing towards men and angels. And when they teach you according to Jehovah, which is life to all and happiness to all, without sacrifice to any, they are holy. They are holy. Huh? Without sacrifice to any. So let me tell you something, Elder Uriah. If there are people taking a waspy and making cults out of them, and they're doing everything in their power that's against a waspy and pushing a waspy, they ain't got nothing to do with us. Because if a waspy doesn't say to practice that kind of behavior, you can't blame the book, homie. You got to blame the person. Be genuine about it, bro. Be genuine about it. You can't sit there and when Kosmon Cal say something that the Hebrew Israelites are doing, and you say, oh, well, let's be fair. It was an isolated incident. Fool, if people take a waspy and do stuff that's against a waspy, that's an isolated incident. You can't call the kettle black either, homie. Wow. As God is captain of heaven and earth to all righteous souls, so is there a Satan who is captain over evil spirits. Like Baal, like Dagon, like Asheroth, like El Elyon, El Shaddai. Like the El that you worship. Brother, you did say that. Yet neither shall man flatter himself by saying, behold, I have joined the Faithists. Now look, when I listen to this, Israel, I got something for you. Listen to this, Israel. This is what Jehovah, the Great Spirit, is saying through true God. Watch this, y'all. Watch this. Yet neither shall man flatter himself by saying, behold, I joined the Faithists. The Faithists, which are the Israelites. Neither shall man flatter himself by saying, behold, I have joined the Faithists, the Israelites. My soul shall escape hell. But look, for in that day and hour that you proclaim to be an Israelite, For in that day and hour that you proclaim to be an Israelite, God may be putting you to the test to see if your heart is in the right place, to see if your heart is for good works or holiness. Because guess what? Because you profess God, because you profess to be an Israelite, because you profess to be a faithist, look what it says right here. You are doubly bound to practice godliness. You are doubly bound to practice godliness in your behavior towards men and angels. Huh? So you proclaim to be chosen. You proclaim to be Israelite. But guess what? God is looking at you doubly. God is looking at you double than he's looking at everybody else. Because once you say, oh, I'm chosen, I'm an Israelite, or I'm a faithist, now you got to practice godliness. Now when an evil angel comes to you and say, hey, you sacrifice your kid? Would you sacrifice your kid for me? You got to say no. Because you told me not to kill. And I'm doubly bound to practice godliness. And it's not godly to sacrifice children. Israel. So for God to come to you and ask for worship at the sacrifice of your own children and you consent, then you have failed as an Israelite. You have failed as an Israelite because you have failed to weigh the words or put the test to the spirit, because you have failed to practice your higher light, thus failing to practice godliness. You ain't no Israelite if you talking about you going to kill your child if an angel tell you to. None given tonight. None given. I'm working on my cancellation. Abraham, the Shemite prophet of Persia, and Aaron Binya, who fathered Israel, not biologically, but spiritually. What is a father? One that originates or institutes, He originated. He's the origin of the Israelites. He instituted the Faithist Israelites. To place responsibility for the origin of cause of. He's the cause of the Faithist Israelites. He's the originator. He's the one that says, show me that you are God so that I may not err, because I have been commanded not to kill. He wasn't the one that was told to go kill his son, and then he started making preparations for the sacrifice. You emulate what you worship. What you worship, you choose as a role model. So biblical Abraham is going to sacrifice his kid. Guess what else? Guess what his followers going to do? Sacrifice their kids too. Sacrifice their kids too.
The moral law is that if a child was to be rebellious, okay, towards their parents, they was to be taken out and be stoned to death because of that. You see what I'm saying?
Would you do that? Would you do that if your God came back to you today in glory and said, I want you to stone your son if he get rebellious? Would you? Would you do it?
Yeah, I probably would. Yeah, I would.
Wow.
Would you kill your child, your son, if your God told you to?
You said if the Most High told me to?
Yeah.
Or man, the Most High said do it, then that's what it is.
If your God came to you right now, tonight, in pomp and glory, shining, and he commanded the death of your child, would you sacrifice your child?
If the Most High told you to do it, of course.
Wow.
If God came to you and told you to sacrifice your kid, would you sacrifice your kid?
Hell yeah.
Would you kill your child or your grandchild if your God told you to?
Oh man.
So that's a yes?
Yeah, well, it's a yes, but I think that it would be a test. I don't think the Lord would actually tell you to do it. I think it would just be a test because we can see
you'd be willing to go through with it.
I'll go through any trial the Lord puts me through.
You would? Okay.
Ecclesiasticus
out of the host of Persia, who were of the people of Shem, who existed since the days of the flood, came Abram, a man chosen by God in the ark of Speda, for the deliverance of the Faithist of Arimbenia. God said, because they have not raised one up out of the sons of Ham, your name shall become Abraham, and it shall be testimony in thousands of years of my records in the libraries of heaven. Hmm? And it came to pass that forgers and deceivers, not having the fear of Jehovah before them, falsely gave the interpretation of the meaning of the words Abra. And in so matter, he would display the truth and glory of his revealed word. God led Abraham away from Hesah, his native place, where he was a maker of baskets, and took him to the ancient land of Ham, which had been destroyed by the Drooks before the flood, as the name signifies, after which God surnamed him Abraham and made him chief rabbi over the Faithist of Aaron Benya. He was the head wise man. Now watch this. Now watch this for those of y'all that like that colorism. Abram was of pure blood. Abram was of pure blood. And Ahuin, and Ihuin. And Ihuin. And the light of Suez. And the light of Suez. We'll talk about what Suez is in a moment. And the light of Suez had been with his forefathers and foremothers since the flood. And he was what? He was large. And he was large and red like what? New copper. There's copper. He was melanated. He was melanated. They're the ancient Persians all right there. Men and copper colored men. Red like new copper. And had black hair and a long beard. Fierce to look upon. But his soul was as gentle as a woman's. Look at that. Look at that. The Bible don't even give the skin color. Look at that. Look, even Moses, look in the WASP, Ark of Bond, chapter 15, verse 13, it states, look, Moses grew and became a large man, being a what? A pure Ahuin. What? And what? Copper colored and of great strength. So look, you got a melanated Abraham and you got a melanated Moses. You got a melanated Moses. Look at that. Copper color brothers. Look here. So it's because of the Bible that these people right here, it's because of the Bible that these people right here can get away with saying the original Israelites weren't melanated, because the Bible doesn't give their skin color. Uh-oh. Look at them people right there. That's your Bible's fault. When it comes to Owaspi, it ain't no argument. It ain't no argument. Abram could see without eyes and hear without ears, knowing things by the light of God which dwelt in him. Knowing things by the light of God which dwelt in him. What did I tell y'all earlier? We don't idolize God. Now, remember when the evil angel appeared to Abraham? What did he say? He said, what do you love above all things in the world? And Abraham replied, what? He said, God. And then I asked y'all the question, was Abraham talking about God, the man figure, or the God inside of him? Watch this. Look here. Abram could see without eyes and hear without ears, knowing things by the light of God which dwelt in him. He is referring to the God in him. For which reason God chose Abraham to gather together the Faithists of Arimbenia and the adjacent countries, even as he had appointed to Poe and Japheth. Hmm? Remember, y'all, what is Suis? Suis ain't nothing but a seer. A seer. Watch this. Look, he had the light of Suis. What is a Suis? A Suis in general is the ability to perceive spiritually, and sometimes used more narrowly is the ability to perceive and or see and or hear angels, which are spirits, in their natural condition. He was clairaudient. He can see the spirits of the dead. Spiritual comprehension, clairaudience and clairvoyance, a person who can see with their eyes closed or one who can hear angel voices. He was a seer. That was the power of Abram, aka Abra of Ham. Abraham. A Suis is what people know to be a seer. If you look up seer in the dictionary, what does it say? One that predicts events or developments. A clairvoyant. A person accredited with extraordinary moral or spiritual insight. Benny, brother Benny, let me explain something to you, brother. Yes, JBN was a dentist, and he was a dentist because brothers like you have darkness on their breath, rotten in their teeth. Okay, you can really use one right about now. Pick up an OWASP and get to reading, brother. A Suis or a seer. As a Suis or a seer, Abraham stayed in constant communication with God and the angels of the higher heavens, to which the rites of Faithist Israel was received. And we will get to that in a moment. Owaspi Book of God, chapter 12. We're going to read verses 12 to 28. What type of things did God and Abraham talk about? What type of things did God and Abraham talk about? Let's take a closer look at that. Abraham asked concerning lands. Now take a look at this, y'all. Abraham asked God concerning lands. Abraham asked God concerning lands. God said, consider the way of your God. Consider the way of your God. Did I go to the king and to the rich man and say, give me your sons and daughters? Oh, snap. Oh, snap. God said, did I go to the king and to the rich man and say, give me your sons and daughters? No. But I went to those who were despised by the king and the rich, and I said, come, and they came. And when they came, and when you came here, did I say, take the king's lands? Uh-oh. Or the rich man's lands? Uh-oh. No. But I led you to that which was neglected and waste in the eyes of the king's peoples. And I said, this is your inheritance. Whoa. Uh-oh. I hope y'all know where this one's going. It is sufficient for you and your people to buy burying places for the dead, which shall not be disturbed, but neither buy nor sell other lands. Now remember, this is back thousands of years ago. The economic dynamic is not the same then as it is now. And after your people have improved a place, after your people have improved a place, that's why, look, we can go as Israelites, as Faithist Israelites, we can go anywhere and beautify the place. We're blessed. Anything that we touch turns to gold. We don't have to take land by blood. We can go into any place and turn it and make it flourish. Why? Because once you proclaim to be an Israelite or a Faithist, then you have to practice godliness. And it is godliness to save things, to practice salvage, to practice salvation. And that goes for lands too. as well as yourself, as well as your brothers and your sisters. After your people have improved a place, and a king comes to you saying, I will have this land either by purchase or by battle, you shall say, no, neither by purchase nor by battle shall you inherit, which is what? Jehovah the great spirits. Everything belongs to Jehovah. Nothing belongs to anybody, not even our own lives, not even our own consciousness, not even our own spirit or our bodies. But if you desire the land, then I will give it to you without money and without battle. We can just go on and slide this way, go to another land and beautify that land too. Is this what Ao taught y'all? Is this what Yahweh taught y'all? Let's see. We're gonna see in a minute. But the idol man God of Israel says the opposite. He says the opposite. Check this out. Here's the book source right here. I'm gonna read from this book source. Look, Benny gonna love this book right here. Look, this book right here is called what? The Satanic Secrets of Jesus Christ. This is from volume 2 cover, but there's a volume 1 and a volume 2. This is Benny's new favorite book right here, y'all. It's called The Satanic Secrets of his Savior, Jesus Christ. Look what it say. According to the Old Testament, the Coco demon, Yahweh, seeks to kill off all the other gods and the Gentiles. Wait a minute. According to the Old Testament, the Coco demon, the demon Yahweh, seeks to kill off all the other gods and the Gentiles. Yahweh is the genocidally racist, wrathful, hateful, bloodthirsty, and jealous God of Israel, who regularly pronounces curses against humanity. Oh, didn't he curse Israel? And does what? Exterminates entire nations. Yahweh is pledged to do what? To end Gentile life. And so are the Christians. Y'all ain't exempt. Because they have been led to believe that life is death and that death is life eternal. What is a demon? What is a coco demon? An evil spirit, a devil, a demon. I just proved to y'all that he asking y'all kids for sacrifice. Yeah, the Most High told me to do it. Yeah, I would. Yeah. Yeah, man, the Most High told me to do it. That's what it is. Other brothers say, hell yeah. But we worship the devil, huh? Okay. Well, let's see. Let's see. All right, let's go to Deuteronomy. Here we go. Let's see. We're gonna read from 1 through 4. Deuteronomy 21 through 4. We're gonna read that first. Let's read this here. Deuteronomy 21 through 4. Right here. Look. This is when he prepping y'all for war. Look, this y'all motivational speech. Look. When you go to battle, look, it said right here, principles governing warfare, right? When you go out to battle against your enemies and see horses and chariots and people more numerous than you, do not be afraid of them, for the Lord your God is with you. You know what? When you go to war against your enemies, you may see horses, chariots, and armies larger than yours. Don't be afraid of them, because Yahweh, your Elohim, who brought you out of Egypt, will be with you. Before the battle starts, a priest must come and speak to the troops. Look, giving them a motivational speech. He should then tell them, look, listen, Israel, today you're going into battle against your enemies. Look, that's JJ right there. He say, look, listen, Israel, today you're going against your battle against the enemies. Don't lose your courage. Don't be afraid or alarmed or tremble because of them. Yahweh your Elohim is going to be with you. Look, he will fight for you. Look, he said he'll fight for you against your enemies and give you victory. Look at that. That's our motivational speech right there. Now let's go back. Let's watch this. Now watch this. Let's read 10 through 18. Check out what it say. When you approach a city to attack it, offer its people a peaceful way to surrender. Offer its people a peaceful way to surrender. If they accept it and open their gates to you, then all the people there will be made to do forced labor to serve you. You are to make slaves of them. God is allowing you to make slaves of them. How better is the biblical Israel to make slaves of people than the global regime called white supremacy? Y'all say Esau is the problem. I think it's yourselves that's the worst enemy. I say it's yourself that's the worst enemy. If anything, it was the global regime of white supremacy, the global regime of inequality called white supremacy that got it from the Old Testament on how to enslave. How to colonize lands. Y'all did all this in the Bible before the European. Think about that. If they won't accept your offer of peace but declare war on you, set up a blockade around the city. When Yahweh your Elohim hands the city over to you, kill every man in the city with your swords. But take the women and the children. Take the women and the children, the cattle and everything else in the city, including all its goods, as your loot. Isn't one of the commandments, don't covet what's another's? You may enjoy your enemy's goods that Yahweh, your Elohim, has given you. This is what you must do to all the cities that are far away, which don't belong to the nations nearby. Look, here's the lineup right here. Here's the lineup. However, you must not spare anybody's life. That's genocide. That's genocide. However, you must not spare anyone's life in the cities of these nations that Yahweh, your Elohim, is giving you as your property. You must claim the Hittites, the Amorites, the Canaanites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, and Jebusites for the Lord and completely destroy them as Yahweh, your Elohim, has commanded you, the same way he commanded you not to kill. The same way he commanded you not to kill. Back here in book of God. This is God talking to Abraham. And this shall come to pass that my chosen shall be driven from place to place, and where I lead them, and they shall make the wastelands bloom like gardens. They shall make the wastelands bloom like gardens. Everything we touch turns to gold, Israel. Everything we touch turns to gold. We don't need to take anything from anybody. The whole world is our inheritance, and the whole world is the Garden of Eden. It belongs to no one. And the deserts yield ample harvest, for they shall dig wells and till the soil and prove to the nations of the earth the glory of my works. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Everything we touch turns to gold. It turns to platinum. It turns to diamonds. And they shall be cut down, driven away, and scattered, but I will come and gather them together. Their places shall be inherited by idolaters and worshippers of strange gods who will build mighty temples. But my people shall not build that which endures in stone. My people shall not build which endures in stone. That's why you don't find in stone or in statues or in iron or in bronze any figure of the great spirit Jehovah. Huh? But watch this. Where is the image of Jehovah? Watch this. Huh? Watch this, y'all. I'm gonna say this again. Watch this. And they shall be cut down, driven away, and scattered, but I will come and gather them together. Their places shall be inherited by idolaters and worshippers of strange gods. The Els, the El Shaddais, the Yahwehs, the Baals, the Ashtaroths, the Dagons, the Osirises, the Ras. Who will build mighty temples, but my people shall not build that which endures in stone, wood, or iron, for they shall go from place to place proclaiming me and my works. But where they have been, there shall be nothing left on the earth to show their labors. Here's why. Watch this. So if the Great Spirit commanded us not to build what endures in stone, wood, or iron, then who or what are these people worshiping? But when I have taken them across all the earth, and they are scattered like dust before the wind, and no man can say, here is a nation of the children of Abraham. Lo, I will raise up my voice for them, even I, the God of heaven and earth. And in that day, the idolaters and worshippers of strange gods will be on the wane. Their temples of stone and mortar will still be standing. Here's why. Book of Micah, chapter 4, 2-6. My enemies have marked their labors in temples. Listen, my enemies. This is Jehovah the Great Spirit talking. My enemies have marked their labors in what? In temples and in pyramids. Because their hearts did not rise up to me, they descended into stone. They descended into stone. Look at that. The idol God got y'all worshiping stone and iron, things that are dead with no life in them. Because my enemies have marked their labors in temples and pyramids, because their hearts did not rise up to me, they descended into stone, the most dead, unresponsive of all things. They have carried the inhabitants of the earth down to rottenness and to death. Let their monuments stand. Let their monuments stand as testimonies of those who hated me, who denied me, who did not believe in me, Jehovah, the Great Spirit, the all person. But watch this, y'all. Watch this, y'all. Where will the temple of Jehovah be? Where will the pyramids of Jehovah, the Great Spirit be? Where will the statues and churches of the Great Spirit be? Watch this, y'all. Listen up. My building shall be the most subtle of all things, the spirit of my own body. Truly, it shall be a monument within the souls of my chosen. Huh? Nor will it go away again in darkness, but it shall encompass the whole earth. Baby, we worldwide. For you shall find my chosen a scattered people, persecuted and enslaved, the most despised of all the races of men. Huh? Huh? And I put a note right here to not race as in physical qualities, but as in social or spiritual. Because we ain't talking about skin color when it comes to chosen people. I said that before early in the presentation, huh? To those who choose are the ones that are chosen. So you have to ask yourself, you say you chosen, but did you choose? And if you did choose, like I said earlier, if you did choose to be an Israelite, if you did choose to be a faithist, then God has doubly bound us to do what? To practice godliness. If you can't live up to those standards, you ain't no Israelite. But I will show my power with them. I will raise them up. The things I do through them and the words I speak through them, the words I speak to Darryl Kosmon, the words I speak through Selah Shalom, the words I speak through Malachi Maccabee, huh? The words I speak through Kosmon Cal, the words I speak through Bronze Yogi, the words I speak through Dreadful Kosmon, huh? The young brother Zion, the Emas, the Samishas, huh? The Karimas, huh? Their words shall be, look here. I will raise them up. The things I do through them and the words I speak through them, even in their ignorance and darkness, shall become mighty. How powerful is that? How powerful is that? Their words shall be treasured forever, and none can match them in wisdom of speech or in the craft of good works. But the learned men of all the peoples shall be forgotten. Their wisdom like the wind that blows away. The self-gods and self-lords who led them astray. The Baals, the Inkies, the Els who led them astray shall be like a serpent that bites itself to death. Yes, as long as their pyramids and temples stand, their own falsehood shall stare them in the face. They have bound themselves in their own bulwarks. They shall yet be my laborers, They shall yet be my laborers, thousands of years. To what? To do what? They're going to labor for Jehovah for thousands of years to do what? To undo the evil they sowed on the earth. Nor shall they look down from heaven and see with joy their temples and pyramids. But as one sees a coal of fire burning in the flesh, so shall their edifices cry out to them forever, you false one. And it shall be to them a burning fire that will not die out. Book of Saphasi, chapter 8, verse 2 through 5. All things are embraced in my two members. All things are embraced in my two members. What two members are those? The unmoving are dead. The unmoving are dead. A stone has no name, but no behavior. A stone has a name, but no behavior. It is unmoving. It is dead. It is the property of Uz, which is death. Living things have two behaviors. If a man looks toward Uz, it is downward. If toward Jehovah, it is upward. If a man marches toward Uz, it is war and destruction. If toward light, it is peace and it is wisdom. But a voice shall go up from the whole earth, even from the remote nations of the earth, even from the remote nations of the earth, saying, what about those who laid the foundations of the temple of the one God, even Jehovah? And I told y'all, even in a WASP context mean also, or known as. One God known as Jehovah. Those who were the sons and daughters of Abraham. Oh, if only my eyes could have seen the faithist of that labor. Book of Judgment 3, 9 through 12. Let's read through this real quick. But from this time forward, whoever hears my word and the decree of my commandment and continues to make an idol of any name except the Great Spirit blasphemies against the Creator. But whoever cries out in fullness of heart, saying, God, God, even meaning by that because what you call them doesn't matter as long as that's what you mean. Now watch this. I'm going to start over again. But from this time forward, whoever hears my word and the decree of my commandment and continues to make an idol of my name. Hold on. Let me exit out. I got to come back in. I think my mic glitched out. Hold on, y'all. I got to exit out and come back in and reset my mic. Give me a moment. But from this time forward, whoever hears my word and the decree of my commandment and continues to make an idol of any name except the great spirit Jehovah, blasphemies against his creator. But whoever cries out in fullness of heart saying, God, God, meaning by that, the ever present, the creator is not a blasphemer before me. And whoever says ordomized, meaning the ever-present person, the creator, is not a blasphemer before me. And whoever calls any name in any language that signifies the ever-present creator is not a blasphemer before me. Now let's continue on. Let's continue on with Abraham. Watch this. Here we go, y'all. It's about to get heavy now. I'm working on that cancellation. Tonight. Book of God, chapter 11, verse 22 through 30. The kings kept scribes whose business it was to write and translate and keep the records of the kingdom. The kings kept scribes whose business it was to write and translate and keep the records of the kingdom. Besides these, there were gatherers of news who held the second rank of scribes. Now, when Abraham and his people came into Armenia, especially into that part later called Egypt, the matter was entered in the records of the different kingdoms with special reference to Abraham professing to hear the voice of God. For he did not have a flat head. Moreover, had good judgment of his own, quite unlike the jinns in the temples. Why is that important? Why did they point out that, wait a minute, he didn't have a flat head like the other jinns that have flat heads, huh? Like the jinns, who are the oracles of the temples. Watch this, y'all. How do you make a Suez? Remember, we went over what a seer is. We went over what a Suez is. It's a clairvoyant. It's someone who can see and hear angels while they're mortal. Huh? If you're not naturally born like that, there is a way that you can force it. And Owaspi reveals that, because it's a technique that the false gods use to make profits. Watch this, y'all. This is deep. This is deep. Book of Divinity, chapter 11, verse 22. We're going to talk about the flat heads. Watch this. We're going to read it's called page 511. Chapter 11, verse 22. Book of Divinity. Hold on. Watch this. This is very interesting. And watch the source I'll show y'all behind it. Verse 22. This is Ahura Mazda. This is the false god of the Zoroastrians. The false god of the Zoroastrians. Watch this. Watch this. So Ahura's emissaries inspired thousands of experiments to be made. Thousands of experiments to be made by which a prophet or a seer, by which a prophet or a seer could be made amongst the mongrels. And Jehovah allowed them to discover that by pressing down the front brain of infants, they could be made capable of Suez. Now watch this. And infants were strapped on boards, and another board strapped on the forehead to press the forehead to press the head flat. And every day the headboard was restrapped tighter than the day before, until the forehead, which holds the corporal judgment, which is the frontal lobe, the forehead which holds the corporal judgment, was pressed flat, and the judgment of the brain driven up into light perceiving regions at the top of the head. Thus they force Suez, they force people, they force babies from infancy up, is what the false gods did. They forced babies to have Suez, to become seers. Now watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Now, the frontal lobe, it said the frontal lobe, it messes with the judgment. That's why I said that Abraham did not have a flat head, but he had good judgment because he had natural Suez, right? Now, watch this. The frontal lobe is the frontal lobe is one of the 5 lobes of the brain. This section of your brain works cooperatively with many other brain areas, giving you a wide range of abilities. Anything you do that involves thinking or conscious action relies on abilities contained within your frontal lobe. Your frontal lobe handles many abilities, including your reasoning, your social understanding, executive functions such as self-control and attention span, voluntary muscle movements, learning and recalling information. Right here, that's from the Cleveland Clinic source. But check this out. There were still a people up until the 1950s that still practiced this technique. Watch this. Look. The Mangbetu people of Congo. The Mangbetu people of Congo. See the infant right there? See how they're reshaping the head? And they grow up with these long heads like this? But because Abraham gave no counsel regarding war or earthly gain, he was not favored by the kings. Because Abraham gave no counsel regarding war, he did not engage in war. He didn't aid and abet war or earthly gain. He was not favored by the kings. He refused to be used by the kings as a means of war, and was allowed to go his way unmolested. When Sodom and Gomorrah were destroyed, the king's people heaped the blame on Abraham's head. And enemies rose up against Abraham in those regions. And they also accused him of attempting to burn his son Isaac as a sacrifice to God. The same way JJ 7000 and the same way El Ra and everybody else make accusations against the Faithists today, they made accusations back then to Abraham. They made accusations back then to Moses. They made accusations back then to Zarathustra. They made sorry. I'm getting lost in thought, y'all. They made accusations back then to Yeshua. They did the same thing to them then that they do to us now. Huh? And they also accused him of attempting to burn his son Isaac as a sacrifice to his God, after the manner of the heathen of old. But what did Abraham tell that God? Show me that you are God, so that I shall not err, because I have been commanded not to kill. Huh? And they also look, and they accuse Abraham of being the father of Ishmael. Look, they accuse Abraham of being the father of Ishmael by his servant maid and driving Hagar and Ishmael away to Paran after he tired of her. It didn't even go down like that. You can read about that story right there in Owaspy, if you so choose to open it. And these accusations and many more of equal wickedness were heard by the news gatherers called the scribes. And they wrote them down, not knowing in truth what they were doing before God, which is recording lies as historical facts. And so their records were entered in the libraries of the kings of what? Arambenia, especially in that land later known as Egypt. Uh-oh, it's getting crazy. It's getting crazy. Abraham perceived these matters, and he wept before God, saying, Alas, O God, if only I had great learning and could write my record truthfully before men. God answered him, saying this, your faith being in Jehovah the Great Spirit, it is well with you. In thousands of years, one Ezra, in thousands of years, one Ezra shall send his scribes into these countries to gather news, even as the kings of this day do. And his scribes shall translate from these records with all their errors and their falsehoods, and Ezra shall publish the matter as the history of the deliverance. Oh, shit. Oh, it ain't over. We just getting started. We just getting started. God said, behold, there is a time to clear up all things. Look, check it out. Check it out, y'all. This make a whole lot of sense. God said, behold, there is a time to clear up all things, present and past. Where Abraham, father of Hagar's son, Ishmael, and had been true to the law of sacrifice among the heathen, then Ishmael, being the firstborn, would have been chosen for the burnt offering. In which matter the Ezra Bible is shown to be false before Jehovah the Great Spirit in regard to Abraham, Ishmael, and Isaac, and the burnt offering also. Which words were not the words of my angels, but the words of the what? The Egyptian record. I'm working on my cancellation tonight, baby. Abraham hearing this, Abraham hearing this from God, bowed his head down, bowed down his head and wept, saying, your will be done. And God comforted him, saying, I am the light and the life. Oh, words of the Egyptian record? What y'all talking about? What you mean? What you mean that the Old Testament are the words from the Egyptian record? Okay, let's push the issue further. Let's push the issue further. Let's go to Book of Wars Against Jehovah, chapter 48, verse 10 through 12. Everybody, let's do this. Let's do this. Okay. Hmm? Hmm? You said Osiris? Osiris? You talking about the Egyptian God? And here stood the matter when Osiris resolved to revise the records of mortals and angels regarding the history of creation by God, which he did according to his own decrees, which were as previously stated. So it came to pass that through the oracles King Rautsag bestowed upon the libraries of Egypt the history of the creation of heaven and earth, with the origin of sin and the creation of man, the first whom was now called Adam instead of Asu, adopting the Persian word instead of the Vedic. And these records were the same from which Ezra in the next Danha cycle made selections and erroneously attributed them to be the doctrines of the Faithists, who were called Israelites. And the records of the Faithists were neither kept nor permitted in the state records. The actual records of the Faithists were neither kept nor permitted in the state records, but kept among the Faithists themselves. For they were outlawed then, even as they are to this day, by people like Brother Benny, by people like Elder Yara, like people like JJ 7000. Why? Because Brother Benny, because Elder Uriah, because JJ 7000 would not adopt, I'm sorry, I said that wrong. Because of Faithists, they would not adopt the saviors and gods of the state. We wouldn't adopt their gods. That's why they in the chat now hating, because we won't adopt their demon gods. Huh? Okay, let's keep on going. Let's push the issue. Let's push the issue right here. Osiris has some influence on the Bible. Watch this. Watch this. Here's the KJV version of the Bible. This is Hosea chapter 13, verse 4. What does it say? It says, "Yet I am the Lord thy God, from the land of who? From the land of Israel. From the land of Egypt. Yet I am the Lord thy God from the land of Egypt. And thou shalt know no God but me, for there is no Savior besides me. Therefore I will be unto them as a lion, and as a what? A leopard. By the way will I observe them." Watch this. Watch this. He said, "I am the Lord thy God from the land of Egypt." Who is the God in Egypt? Osiris. Therefore I will be unto them as a lion and as a leopard. Hold on. Osiris said this, as a leopard. I will be unto them as a leopard. Here we go. Y'all see this statue right here? Y'all see this statue right here? Y'all know what this is? Here's the title. Priest in a leopard skin cloak. Priest in a leopard skin cloak with an inscription, and who? Osiris on the skirt. What does the inscription say? The inscriptions, look, here's how they describe it. Over the leopard skin this man is wearing is a banderole inscribed with the remnants of his name and titles. God's Father, God's beloved. Okay, now y'all see the date, right? 712 to 650 BC. Okay, so when did the events of the book of Hosea take place? The book of Hosea, the first of 12 Old Testament books that bear the names of minor prophets considered as one book, the 12 in the Jewish canon. According to the superscription, Hosea began his prophetic activity during the reign of Jeroboam. When? 786 to 746 BC. Hey, that's a little too close for comfort. Source: Encyclopedia Britannica. Getting fuzzy. Okay, well, let's push the issue. Let's push the issue of Moses. What Moses got to say about this situation. Okay. Let's go to page 909 in the Ark of Bond. We're going to read 1 through 18. Check this out. And keep in mind, the enemies of the Faithist Israelites during the time of Moses were Osiris, Baal, and Asheroth. And these were the people who proclaimed to be Yahweh and El. Watch this. Pay attention. We're going to push this issue. Chapter 20 of the Ark of Bond. Moses called together the heads and the robbers privately and spoke before them, saying this. What have I taken upon me, O Jehovah? Behold, your sons and daughters have followed me. Watch, this is what Moses is saying. What have I taken upon me, O Jehovah, the great spirit? Behold, your sons and daughters have followed me out of Egypt. How shall I bind them to you and not me, O Father of heaven? See? He's asking Jehovah, the great spirit, how do I refrain from becoming an idol in their sight? Jehovah said to me, Moses, Moses, what I say to you, say to the robbers and to the heads, saying to them, not Moses, nor the heads, nor robbers brought you out of Egypt. You were brought out by the Creator, Jehovah, the great spirit, who is God of all, captain of all, head of all, Rabbah of all. For in this I have drawn the line between my people and my enemies, the idolaters of men. Because of signs and miracles, the idolaters make a man god of their magician and worship him. Huh. But who is like you, Moses, my son, in miracles, who can match you in the magnitude of your proceeding? Moses did the greatest of miracles. Watch this. Who led forth my millions and delivered them out of Egypt? Who led forth my millions and delivered them out of a great power without loss of a man, woman, or child? That is the greatest miracle ever performed. Was to deliver Israel out of Egypt unharmed. 4 million of them. But I declare to you, you shall do a greater miracle than any of these, for you shall preserve yourself from becoming an idol before men. How many of Israelites be idolizing Moses? He's not supposed to be idolized. He wasn't meant to be idolized. He didn't want to be idolized, which is why he consulted the Great Spirit as to how to keep from being an idol among men and women. For you shall proclaim me to your people in all things, teaching them that you are only a man, and your heads and your rabbis shall likewise teach the same. For I will put away all idolatry from the face of the earth. Neither will I have kings nor queens. I am sufficient for all men. As Abraham, listen up, as Abraham apportioned my people into families, communities, with rabbis and with chief rabbis, so shall you establish them. And my commandments, which I gave to Abraham, he gave the commandments to Abraham, which is how he knew how not to kill when old boy told him to kill his son. And my commandments, which I gave to Abraham, I will give to you, and I will reestablish my crescent with my rabbis. And my crescent shall be the fullness of my law for the rabbis and the chief rabbis. Moses said, I cried to Jehovah, saying, how shall it be with the square and at high noon? And the angel of Jehovah, speaking in the Father's name, said, to the northeast God, to the southwest Lord, and to the northwest Baal, to the southeast Asherah, for Cyrus is already dead. That means his reign was over by the time they got to Moses. And all the idol gods sit in the 4 dark corners. The 4 cardinal corners, huh? You got your Baals and your Asherah and your God and your Lord God. To this end, then prepare a place for tonight, so the Great Spirit may bless us. The rabbis and the heads said, it is well. And when it was night, Moses with the rabbis and the heads went aside, placing sentinels so they would be alone. And when they were thus prepared, the light of Jehovah came upon Moses, and the books of the ancients were opened before him. And he administered what? He administered what? The Emetha Chava. I want y'all to remember that word. The Emetha Chava upon them. He administered the Emetha Chava upon them. Remember that word. I want that to sink in. By the voice of Jehovah, he established it with all the rights. With all the rights. What is the title? The Rites of the Faithist Israelites. By the voice of Jehovah, he established it with all the rites and ceremonies as they are to this day. And after that, the heads were no longer called heads, but chief rabbis, for Moses anointed them by command of Jehovah, the Great Spirit. And not in many days, Moses wrote the Levitican laws. Whoa. Moses wrote the Levitican laws for the inner temple. Wait, for what? The inner temple. We went over this already. Where's the inner temple of the Great Spirit? Inside. In all of us. But the Leviticans that Moses wrote is not the Leviticans that's in today's Bible. Those were bastardized by the Egyptians. And not in many days, Moses wrote the Levitican laws, for the inner temple of Jehovah was in spoken words only, but the outer temple was written. The outer temple was written so that it was said, the Hebrews have two laws, one which no other man knows, and one for those who are not eligible by faith. Why? Because they did not choose. Because being for those who were called what? Leviticans, but not Leviticans in fact, but hangers on, who had followed the Israelites out of Egypt, and who for the most part had no God, little judgment, and no learning. But regarding all that Moses did and taught, and how he labored with his own hands, many books could be written. Many books could be written. So Waspy saying here that he didn't even write the Torah. It was the Egyptians that compiled that. And it is doubtful if the world ever produced so good or great a man. Not even Yeshua was as great a man as Moses. At the time Moses reached Shakamareth, he was 44 years old by the Hebrew sun, which is the solar year. But by the Egyptian calendar, he was 88 years old. As for Pharaoh and those of his hosts who were not destroyed in the sea, watch this. As for Pharaoh and those of his hosts who were not destroyed in the sea, they returned home to their places. And not long after that, Pharaoh banished his god. Who was his god? Osiris. Pharaoh banished his god Osiris from the earth, declaring himself the savior of the world and vicegerent of the Holy Ghost. Pharaoh's scribes, now watch this. Pharaoh's scribes and recorders assembled in Koana, and they appointed Pharaoh. Look, we got the scribes by name. Pharaoh's scribes and recorders assembled in Koana, and they appointed Pharaoh, an Egyptian, to write the departure of the Israelites out of Egypt. Uh-oh. Who was Pharaoh's god? Osiris. Who wrote the departure out of Egypt? Pharaoh did. And the scribes. Let's go back to the source. Y'all see him right there. Let's go back. Book of Hosea. Yet I am the Lord thy God from the land of Egypt, and thou shalt know no God but me, for there is no Savior besides me. Look, out of the land of Egypt. Therefore I will be unto them as a lion. What? But what? Also as a leopard. Look at the statue. There's Osiris. There's a leopard. What does it say on the inscription? God's father, God's beloved. When was the statue around? 712 to 650. When was the book of Hosea? When was the book of Hosea written? 786, 786 to 746 BC. It's looking a little strange. It's looking a little spooky now. It's looking a little fuzzy. Let's go back. Let's finish up the last two verses. Pharaoh's scribes and recorders assembled in Kawana, and they appointed Pharaoh, an Egyptian, to write the departure of the Israelites out of Egypt. And Pharaoh wrote the account and called it the Exodus of the Hebrews. And it was recorded in the king's house of records, and copies of it were sent to the large cities. And there recorded also, for such laws was the law of Egypt. Pharaoh's record was copied. Pharaoh's record was what? Pharaoh's records was what? Afterward accepted by who? By Ezra. By Ezra. Pharaoh's record was recorded Pharaoh's record was afterward accepted by Ezra, and is that which is known to this day as the first book of Exodus. The book of Genesis, as it stood in the Egyptian records, was written by Akaboth and Duram and Hazed, and was the substance from which Ezra copied it through his scribes, even as it is to this day. The inspiration of Genesis was from the god Osiris the False and his immediate subject. Bag drop. Bag drop. Bag drop. Oh, we ain't done. It ain't over. I'm looking on my cancellation tonight. It ain't over. It ain't over. Here we go. Book of Safak 1 through 32. And then we're going to read 46 through 59. Watch this. We ain't done. The Creator said we have to be like a surgeon's knife. We don't do no half-ass surgery over here, huh? We're going to cut all the way through with precision. Watch this. We're going to read 1 through 32. Wait a minute. It should be K 1 through 32. Hold on. Wait a minute. It's a 5K. Oh, that's at the end. Oh, that's right there. Okay. Here we go. All righty. And remember, the enemies of the Faithist Israelites during the time of Moses were who? Osiris, Baal, and Ashtaroth, who also proclaimed the names as El, who also proclaimed the names as Yahweh. Huh? The basis of the Ezra Bible right here in Owaspy. Here we go. Here we go. In the time of Moses, the people of Arambina worshiped many gods and lords, whose high heavenly captains was who? Osiris. 4 chief gods were under him. Who was Osiris's 4 chief gods? Baal, Ashtaroth, Dagon, and Ashad. Watch this. There were 27 other gods also known to mortals. When the Israelites traveled forth surrounded by the different tribes, they were beset upon to know what Lord or God they worshiped, and by what Lord or what God they were led forth. The light in wisdom and words came to Moses to say to the nations, alas, his names whom we worship, man dare not utter. Why was that? Because the false ones would take it and make an idol of the name. Let's keep reading. Within the commune families were certain signs and passwords belonging to. Oh, okay. Within the commune families were certain signs and passwords belonging to the different degrees. There were also oral rules of life and worship. but these were kept secret from the multitude. Remember, Moses kept the law among the faithists oral. There were also oral rules of life and worship, but these were kept secret from the multitude. But the commune fathers instructed the families by this method in order to harmonize all the people. For general behavior, Moses gave 10 commandments. For general behavior, Moses gave 10 commandments, which were not only made public, but incumbent on the commune fathers to teach orally to their respective families. They weren't even written on tablets. The following are the commandments thus taught, that is to say, here are the 10 commandments. I am the I am that brought you out of Egypt. You shall have no gods or lords but the I am. You shall not make any image of the I am. What? You shall not make any image of the I am. The command was to not make any image of the I am. Huh? But who is that? Huh? Who is this? Let me go back up. What is all this? Images, idols, statues. Look at this. Hold up. Where's that at? Right there. Who is this? Huh? 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 You shall not make any image of the I am out of anything that is in heaven above or on the earth beneath or in the waters. You shall not bow down before idols. 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 Having the form of anything in heaven or on earth or in the waters. You shall not speak my name in public, for I will not hold him guiltless who gives it to the idolaters, the lovers of evil. Remember the sacred days and keep them holy. 6 days you shall labor, but the 7th day is the Sabbath, which is the Sabbath. Honor your father and mother. Guess what? You shall not kill any living thing. Any living thing. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal, nor bear false witness, nor covet anything that is another's. So much for smiting Amalek utterly. So much for going into the Ammonite territory and killing all the men and sparing all the women and children and making them slaves and doing whatever it is you will with them. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal, nor bear false witness, nor covet anything that is another's. In those days, it so happened that one Kuitha, an Egyptian woman, a Suez, a clairvoyant woman. We went over what a Suez is. It's a seer. Went into the lodge at noon. No person being within the lodge except herself. Now, while she was examining the remnants of showbread and the basins and candlesticks, a voice spoke to her saying, "Do not touch these, they are sacred." But the woman, knowing it was a spirit, said, "If I tell you what I have heard, I will be accursed." For was it not the multitude of Syrians that brought the plagues on Egypt? Again, the voice spoke, saying, "I will give you the signs and passwords of the high fathers, so that you can also know that you know." Now, with that, the spirit told her the secrets, and he likewise said, "Say to Moses, the I am says, and Moses will wonder at your speech. Behold, these implements are sacred. Hide them by day, for those who have spirit perception, perceiving them will obtain signs and passwords." Pay attention. Pay attention. The woman Koitha did as commanded, and Moses commanded workmen to make a tabernacle, a model or image of a place of worship a portable temple. And the sacred implements were kept within this tabernacle. And this was the corporal base of the Ark of Bond. This was the corporeal base of the Ark of Bond, a locality in the Ethereal heaven by which the light of the second heaven reached the earth to Moses and his people in a pillar of cloud by day and of light by night. Huh? The secret ceremonies commanded what? Vegetable diet. Huh? The secret ceremonies commanded what? Vegetable diet for fathers, rabbis, prophets, seers, and Winonas, trance subjects. And many of Coetha's people followed their example. After some years of experience, those who fasted from flesh murmured, saying, "What have we gained for our sacrifice?" So they broke their fast by hundreds and thousands, and countless birds came by their camps, and they caught, killed, and ate them freely. But being accustomed to such diet, they became fevered and died. For more than 60,000 of them, men, women, and children, and the place was called Kibra Hatava, the place of lusters. In the year 3269 before Kosmon, the Israelites began to marry with Canaanites. The Israelites began to marry with Canaanites who were under the control of who? Y'all boy Baal. Y'all boy Baal. Ashtaroth, whose dominions extended jointly with Baal over western and southern Arabia, sent spirit emissaries to the handsomest of the women of Canaan, and by impression led them into the camps of the Israelites to tempt the young men, for the heathen gods decided to use these means to destroy the worshippers of the Great Spirit. Huh? What was the intent? For the heathen gods decided to use these means to destroy the worshippers of the Great Spirit. And many of the Israelitish young men were tempted by the beauty of the heathen women, and thus took them for wives. And these wives brought with them their own familiar spirits, who were slaves to who? Baal and Ashtaroth. The Ark of Bond immediately sent Jerub, an Etherian angel, into the Israelites' camp, giving him 2,000 inspiring spirits to counteract the labors of Baal and Ashtaroth. Nevertheless, it so happened that when the half-breed children were grown up, having Canaan mothers, they began to murmur against the peace policy of the Israelites, saying, as other people have kings and emperors, why not here? As other people raise up soldiers, declare war, and go forth possessing lands and cattle, why do we not do so? For 397 years going out of Egypt, for 397 years going out of Egypt, the Israelites lived without a corporal king or other government, except the community of fathers. And they attained to 6 million souls, men, women, and children. But in the 397th year, the gods Baal and Ashtaroth triumphed through their familiar spirits and caused the Israelites to anoint a king to rule them. This king was called Saul. Huh? This king was called Saul, signifying of the Lord God. Huh? And y'all remember what Saul had to do to become king of Israel, right? Y'all remember? Huh? Samuel came to him and told him, look, go and smite the Amalekites utterly. Kill man, woman, and child. Sucklings, leave nothing alive. And then God cursed him because he left the king alive. Remember? Huh? Prior to these, the Israelites acknowledged no God or Lord. Prior to this, listen up. Prior to this, the Israelites acknowledged no God or Lord, but covenanted with who? The Great Spirit, Jehovah, Ormazd, Eoah, Eloah. The name had been kept secret with the fathers, and the commandments were announced from the Great Spirit, the I am. The familiar spirits now inspired who? Saul. The familiar spirits did what? They inspired who? Saul, to change the words of the commandments to the Lord your God. Huh? As a conciliatory stratagem to please the nations and tribes of people who worship Baal, Dagon, Ashtaroth, Hogak, and other gods and lords of the lower heavens. In that way, Lord God, which means the land God, was substituted for Jehovah, called sacredly Eoeh, and as prior to this, the Great Spirit had been taught to the Israelites as a inconceivable entity whose form and extent no man could attain to know. Huh? Not that. Not that. Hmm? Hmm? Not this. Hmm? Not these. Huh? Huh? See, Israel, your fidelity was to the Great Spirit. It wasn't to no idol gods. Huh? Huh? So was he now transformed and declared to be what? In the form of a man, having a residence in the firmament of heaven. Thus they made the Great Spirit merely an idol, and so they began the overthrow of the holy doctrines of Moses. Bag drop. Bag drop. Hmm? 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 Jireh, the Ethiopian angel in command, sought to preserve the old tenets and sought out among mortals one Samuel and inspired him to establish a college of prophets. And this was done at Noeth. And here the inspired congregated, and they established a crescent tablet and made prophecies from Etheria for a period of 70 years. After this, the Israelites were two peoples. Here we go. Here we go. Biblical Israel and Faithist Israel. Watch this. After this, the Israelites were two peoples, those of the king and those of Jehovah, the Great Spirit of the prophets. And this placed the Israelites at a disadvantage before neighboring tribes and nations, having sacrificed the name of the Great Spirit and made him into a man figure. The heathen said, "What better is their Lord God than our Lord or our God?" And they made war against the Israelites on all sides. And the latter, having stooped to a corporal king, went further and raised armies of soldiers and went to war. Where? With the Hivites, with the Amalekites, with the Ammonites. Huh? With Edom, with the Canaanites. In the 409th year, in the 409th year after the departure out of Egypt, the entire peace policy and non-resistance of the Mosaical inspiration was overthrown, and the Israelites became what? Became warriors, and even warred against one another. There we go with the battle of Gibeah, Benjaminites versus Judah. They warred against one another. The Israelites not only worshiped the imaginary idol, Lord God in heaven, but built representatives of him in stone and in wood and worshiped them also. Hmm? 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 Huh? Watch this. It gets worse. It gets far worse. We almost at the end. (46 through 59). Watch this. It gets worse. I'm working on my cancellation tonight, baby. All right, 46 through 59. Watch this. For 300 years following that, the only faithists among the Israelites were the prophets and the followers of the prophets who had never affiliated with those of the kingdoms and armies. The faithists proper were a small minority and scattered in many lands. The rest who were called Jews, lived under written laws and ceremonies which were compiled and established by who? Ezra in Jerusalem under the inspiration of a god named Luamong, which combination of books was called the Bible and was completed in the year 2344 before Kosmon. Hmm? Hmm? So I'm working on this cancellation hard. Hmm? From that time forward, the Jews became worshipers of what? The Lord and the God. But the scattered tribes of the faith is still held to the great spirit Jehovah, Shout out to CGG, keeping their service secret. These latter were without sin, doing no war, nor resistance of evil against evil, but returning good for evil and loving one another as oneself. From the faithless branch sprang the Essenes. Shout out to the Nazarenes and the Essenes. Shout out to the Nazarenes and the Essenes, brothers and sisters. From the faithless branch sprang the Essenes Association, cultivating prophecy and purity of spirit. For further light, red of Pharaoh in the lower heavens, and the migration of the East Indian gods westward and other parts of Owaspy. The angels of Jehovah now dwelt with the Essenes, who were the true Israelites in fact. Though many of the Jews also profess Jehovah under the name God and Lord God. And 350 years after this, the Great Spirit raised up from the Essenes one Yeshu. Shout out to Yeshu and the Essenes. One Yeshu in Iesu of Nazareth. Joshu reestablished Jehovah. Joshu reestablished the Great Spirit and restored many of the lost rites and ceremonies. We're going to get into what them rites and ceremonies are. I'll read up to 59. Okay. In the 36th year of Joshua's life, he was stoned to death in Jerusalem by the Jews who worshiped the heathen gods. Yep, biblical Israel, you killed Jesus. You stoned him. For years after Joshua's death, a false god Luamong with millions of angel emissaries obsessed the inhabitants of all those countries and plunged them into war and anarchy. The faithists were scattered to the four ends of the earth. The Great Spirit said, nevermore shall my chosen have kings. I alone am king. We ain't got no leaders. And it is so to this day. Shout out to the Faithist Israel. Lou among the false god now falsely changed his name and called himself Christ, which is the Ahamic word for knowledge. And he raised up tribes of mortal warriors who called themselves Christians, who are warriors to this day. Huh? The doctrine of these warriors was that knowledge, which implies general education, was the best preventative against crime and misery. Neither did any man understand in those days that the word Christ had any reference to a man or a person. Now, from the time of Moses to Ezra, there was an interval of 400 years in which the Jews had no written record. But guess what? The age of the Ezra Bible is not therefore from the time of Moses, but from the time of Ezra, which is 2344 years before Kosmon. Mm-hmm. There y'all go. There go your idol gods right there lined up. They go El, Osiris, and Baal. They all got the same headpiece on. They all wearing the same headpiece. Oh, shout out to my runner Gideon. How you doing, brother? Let's get into these Metachava rites. We're going to close this thing down. Abraham inquired of God concerning the king's people and the Faithists. And God said, whomever I lead to you shall be yours. From this time forward, you shall be father to all men, women, and children that are yours. Like I told y'all, he is the originator of Israel. And they shall be your family. But all people who shall not be yours, neither shall you be, and they shall be your family. But all other peoples shall not be yours. Neither shall you be a father nor prophet to them. You shall not make laws for the king's people, nor laws between your people and them. You shall be of your own people and for your own people forever. Neither shall your people have anything in common with the king's people, nor with any other people under the sun. Nor shall you enter into treaties or alliances in any way whatsoever. Both your labor and the labor of your people are of Jehovah the Great Spirit through the Lord your God. The Lord and God that didn't ask for worship. And Abraham made his will and did all things as God commanded. And he further made the rabbis officers of the rites of what? Here's that word again. I told y'all to remember. They eat at the chava. The Emet the Chava, and communicated the sacred name of the Creator it to them, as well as the plans of the upper and lower heavens, the domain of God and the dominions as well as the plans of the upper and lower heavens, the domain of God and the domain of Satan, all of which were kept in secret through the rabbis. Let's get into this Emet the Chava. Let's get into the Emet the Chava. Here we go. Emet the Chava means what? Order of the Faithists, or order of the Israelites, or order of the Faithist Israelites. And are the same rites that we read was what? The same rites that Moses was sent among the Faithists of Israel after Abraham to do what? To reestablish. After they became lost over time since the time of Abraham. Ain't nothing but rites. What is a rite? What are rites of passage? A ritual, an event or experience that marks or constitutes a major milestone or change in a person's life. That's all rites are. Ain't nothing spooky about it. When the president gets sworn in, that's a rite of passage, right? That's a rite. That's an initiation rite. When you stand on when you on the oath, what they say, they put your hand on that Bible and you make that oath. That's a rite. Rights don't just apply to spirituality, and they don't make it evil just because it's a spirituality. It's the nature. It's the nature of the rites of passage that makes it good or evil. Hmm? Hmm? It's just an initiation rite. What is an initiation rite? It's an act or ritual that a person must perform in order to be officially recognized as having joined a group or organization, or as having achieved a new status, such as adulthood. Huh? Huh? All you're doing is an establishing of fidelity. What is a fidelity? The quality or state of being faithful. What is faithful? Steadfast in affection or allegiance. Loyalty. Loyalty. So let's get up in this. Let's get up in these rights. What is the Emeth Chaba? Brotherhood of light, sisterhood of light. Emeth Chaba means Emeth means faith. Brotherhood of the Faithists. Hmm? 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 These that follow are the first 3 rights. We're going to go over 2 rights, though. We're going to go over the 2nd degree rights, and we're going to go over the 3rd degree rights. These then that follow are the first 3 rights of the Emeth Chaba. We're going to see if you really Israel. We're going to see if you're really Israel. Hmm? How many of us think that we're Israelites to the 1st degree? Huh? How many of us believe that we are Israelites to the 1st degree? Let's see. Let's see. We're going to get through these rights. We're going to shut it down. Hmm? These that follow are the first 3 rights of the Emeth Chava. That is to say, here we go. Nothing evil. Watch this. We're going to read 1 through 17. Watch this. Oh, wait, I wrote, no, that's the wrong one. Hold up. Hold on for a second. Nope, that's the right one. That's the right one. Okay, here we go. Mgatal said, a baker came to sell me bread. Listen to this, y'all. A baker came to sell me bread. I said, sell your bread to my wife. She and I are one. She and I are one. The baker said, the 2 are one? That's the question from the baker. He said, the 2 are one? This was the beginning of wisdom. I went into a field and heard the birds singing. The unknown said, the 2 are one. Huh? I said, if you could, oh Father, make all men as one. Listen up, y'all. Watch this. This is important. I said, if you could, oh Father, make all men as one, there would be peace and joy, no war. There would be peace and joy, no war, if all men could be one. The unknown said, make the family of the ancients. Husband and wife shall be your key. I'm going to state that again. Make the family of the ancients. So what does the ancients of the family consist of? Husband and wife shall be your key. Husband, wife, and children shall be your model. Husband, wife, and children shall be your model. I said, I cannot make all men think alike, act alike, do alike. A vision came upon me. I saw a score of musicians. I saw a score of musicians, and everyone had a different instrument. And they set about tuning their instruments, everyone his own way, saying, unless we have our instruments tuned as one instrument, listen, unless we have our instruments tuned as one instrument, there can be no music. Tune therefore, your instrument to mine. Tune, therefore, brother, tune, therefore, sister, your instrument to mine. After a long while, they wearied, for they were no nearer than when they started. And everyone said, it is impossible to attune them. It is useless to try any more. Huh? Ain't that what a lot of us say? A lot of us want to give up on people. Hmm? Hmm? The unknown spoke out of the firmament saying this. Check it out, y'all. The unknown spoke out of the firmament saying, choose one instrument first. This is the key, y'all. This is the key. This is the solution. This is the solution to oneness with our brothers and sisters. The unknown spoke out of the firmament saying, choose one instrument first. Choose one instrument first, and then attune another one to it. Listen, y'all. Listen. Listen. Choose one instrument first, and then attune another one to it. This accomplished, attune then a third instrument to them. After that, a fourth, and so on, and you shall be all attuned alike. Pay attention. So the musicians set to work, but could not agree who should be the first instrument. Man, you see that? You see a lot of that going on right now. Whose book is better than whose? Whose Bible is better than whose? Come on, I'm guilty of it. I'm doing it now. So the instruments set to work, but could not agree whose should be the first instrument. Here you go. A pillar of fire descended from heaven and stood in the midst of the musicians. And in the center of the pillar of fire, there appeared an instrument called the All Perfect. There appeared an instrument called the All Perfect. Pay attention. The instrument gave forth one note. The instrument, the All Perfect, gave one note, and all the musicians attuned to it. The voice said, I have given the keynote. Listen to this, y'all. I have given the keynote. You find the rest. I have given the keynote. You find the rest. The pillar of fire departed. The instruments, thus attuned in harmony, played rapturously. The vision then departed. This I perceive. This I perceive. To make the man and woman. Hold on, let me slow down. This I perceive. To make the man and wife one. To make the man, wife, and child one. To make the village one. To make the village one. Hmm? Hmm? To make the state one. To make the empire one. All in harmony as one instrument. It cannot be done without what? A central sun. It cannot be done without what? A creator to attune to. It cannot be done with a creator to attune to. Not a book, not an idol, not even a waspy. Because reality is a true book anyway. Cannot be done without a central sun, a creator to attune to. When a man is attuned to him, when a man is attuned to the creator, and a woman attuned to the creator, they will themselves be as one. They will themselves be as one. When the family and the village are attuned to him, it is easy. Without him, harmony cannot be. Harmony cannot be. Us going back and forth in the chats, that's not harmonious. One camp of Israelites fighting another camp of Israelites, that's not harmonious. Huh? A God telling you to sacrifice your kid and you saying yes, that's not harmonious. That's not harmony. That's not being in tune. 17. He, the creator, then must be the first in all things, first in all places. He must be the nearest of all things, nearest of all places. In our rites and ceremonies, he must be the all ideal perfection, the embodiment of a perfect person. Hmm? 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 You know what? I'm gonna just go ahead for the sake of time. It's getting late. I'm gonna go ahead and read. Nope. Yep. I'm gonna go ahead and read Rites from the Third Degree. I'm gonna go ahead and read Rites from the Third Degree and close it down. From the four cardinal directions in the chamber. Check it out. Chamber of the Rites. Watch this. South. If a man does evil, it takes root in him. If a man does evil, it takes root in him and will be entailed on his spirit, even into the next world. But if a man practices righteousness, it will also take root, and his spirit will become like a star of glory in heaven. The West says this. If a man courts evil companions in this world, he shall find them also in the spirit world. But if he constantly seeks Jehovah the Great Spirit and to do his will, he will find happiness both here and hereafter. If a man ministers to others, so will he be ministered to by the angels of heaven. But whoever will grow in all gifts, let him labor to become one with the Father, and the Father will grow in him forever. I bring man naked into the world, says Jehovah the Great Spirit, but I provide others for him in infancy, so that he may be fed and clothed. But when he is strong and wise, I command him to provide for himself, so that he may be an honor and a glory in my handiwork. Let no man shirk from the trials I put upon him, for in doing so, he robs his own soul. Here's a conversation between the West and the initiate, but for emphasis, I'm going to say Israelite, but the I really means initiate. The West says, who comes here? The Israelite says, a faithist in Jehovah. The West says, who is Jehovah? Who is Jehovah? The Israelite says, the Great Spirit. He is overall and within all, the potent and unseen. It is he whose ever presence quickens into life all that live. The West says, where is Jehovah? The Israelite responds, everywhere, everywhere, nor is there a place without him. Nor is there a place without him. What is his form? What is the Great Spirit's form? The Israelite says no man can attain to know his form. No man can attain to know his form. What is his extent? What is his extent? No man can attain to know his extent. The West says, is he person? Israelite says this, inasmuch as all the living are persons, so is he the all person of all things. Inasmuch as his ever presence quickened into life all that live, so is his ever presence with the living, seeing, hearing, and feeling every word and act of all men, women, and children on earth and in heaven. The West says, what interest do you have in him? The Israelite says, he is my father. He is within my soul. I am within him and a very member of his person. The West says, where did his name come from? The Israelite says, as the wind whispers in the leaves, and utters O in the ocean surge, and in the thunder above, and in the waters, winter's shrill whistle, so came the name Elohim, which has become Jehovah in Latin, and Eloah and Elohim, 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 and Winohim, also Ormazd, and many names. Many names that describe the ever-present person, not that which is in form or figure. The West says, how was he discovered? The Israelite says the angels of heaven taught man of him. The West says, who are the angels of heaven? The Israelite says, people who once lived on earth and other corporeal worlds. The West says, what is their form? Initiate says, or the Israelite says, even as mortals, but being perfect. Worlds unseen by mortals fill the ethereal firmament above. These worlds are heaven. These are the spirit worlds. These are the Ethereal worlds. These are the abodes of the spirits of the dead. Worlds unseen by mortals fill the Ethereal firmament. These worlds are heaven. These are the spirit worlds. Oh, what am I saying? That again? Double saying. My bad, y'all. All right. Book of Jehovah. Hold on. Yep. The West says, who are familiar spirits? The Israelite knows what familiar spirits are. Our fathers, mothers, brothers, sisters, and other relatives and friends who have not been dead long, and other spirits who have not learned of or risen to the heavens above earth's atmosphere. Many of these abide on the earth and with mortals, some for a few years, some for 100 years, and some for 1,000 years. The West says, what is an idol? The Israelite knows what an idol is. What is an idol? Anything having form or figure that is worshipped. Anything having form or figure that is worshipped. Well, then who is God? Remember, we said Abraham knew the difference between Jehovah and God. Who is God? The Israelite says this, a spirit with a heavenly throne, believed by people in darkness to be the creator of all things. It is believed by the people in darkness to be the creator of all things. Familiar spirits often call themselves God and taught mortals to call them that also. Who are saviors? Saviors are familiar spirits who have kingdoms in atmosphere, which by the ancients was called the lower heavens. Saviors are tyrants who make slaves of other spirits, who believe in them. Their slaves are sent back to mortals as guardian angels or familiars in order to make captives of mortals after death to augment the Savior's kingdoms and atmosphere. Come on, y'all. Y'all got to watch it. Got to watch it. Watch this. How can a man escape the toils of the false lords, gods, saviors, and familiars? The Israelite says this, he shall covenant with Jehovah the great spirit every day of his life and serve him by doing good works to others. Serve him by doing what? Good works to others. Serve him by what? Doing good works to others with all his wisdom and strength. Nor shall he call in prayer on the name of a savior or God or any other spirit, but the great spirit only. If he does this, and eschews contention, war, leadership, earthly gain, and earthly aggrandizement, then Ethereal angels will come and guard him in the name of Jehovah. If he eschews contention, that means if he revokes it, if you revoke contention, if you revoke war, if you revoke leadership and earthly gain and earthly aggrandizement, then Ethereal angels will come and guard us in the name of the great spirit. I'm gonna shut it down right here. Hold on, we're gonna read Book of Judgment 5. I'm gonna let everybody go. This is God's message to Israel. Watch this. We're gonna go in on this real quick and we done. We are done. Let's go to Judgment 5. Here's the Creator's message to Israel, to the Hebrew Israelites. Watch this. Hmm? Of the Jews. Of the Jews. Right here. Of the Jews. Here we go. Israel, whether you faithist Israel, whether you biblical Israel, we play an important part in today's times. We play an important part right now, this day, in today's times. Y'all got to understand that once we proclaim Israel, we are doubly bound by the heavens to practice godliness. We are doubly bound by the heavens to work together in one accord. The chosen are the ones who choose. None are orphans, y'all. We're going to read this and I'm out. Judgment 5 of the Jews. Hear the words of your God, O Israel. Hear the words of your God, O Israel. Do not shut yourself up against the wisdom of your elder brother God in heaven. Nor magnify the ancient days. Don't magnify them ancient days. Nor magnify them ancient days above the present. Nor feign and say your God is gone away to come no more forever. Behold, you have gone forth as a little man to battle against a giant. With your sling, you have smitten him with your one stone. Jehovah, the great spirit. Listen up. You are encompassed on all sides by a multiplicity of gods. One by one, you have overcome them and cast them out. The giant of the great beast, the false gods, lies dead and cold at our feet. The nations of the earth cry out, there is only one great spirit, Jehovah. And I declare to you, O Israel, the voice of the I am is not gone from the earth. What did we read earlier on? It's within us. The temple of the I am is within. That means we are the temple of the I am. So long as we choose, we have to choose. Through the seed of the faithists, I have held the Father's kingdom. By the voice of my beloved, found in him in all the nations of the earth, all the nations of the earth. Your enemy exulted, saying, behold, they are a scattered people. And I have provided to you, after the manner of your forefathers, a place to inhabit, where you shall not longer pay tribute to the gods or of the idolaters. We have the freedom right now to put them gods down. Ain't nobody force feeding us them gods. Ain't nobody force feeding us them idols. Ain't nobody forcing us to sacrifice kids. Ain't nobody forcing us to smite other nations. Those are choices. Those are personal choices. And whatever choice we make, we're responsible for. Whatever choice we make, we're accountable for. There ain't no savior that died for our sins that's gonna be if we get in trouble for something, they ain't gonna get in trouble for us, They're not accountable for our decisions. They're not accountable for our responsibilities. If we mess up, there is no savior that's going to say, put that consequence on me. That consequence is going to go on us as the ones who made the choice to do the deed, the ones who made the choice to produce the thought, the ones who made the choice to transmit the words. Come out of the darkness of despotism and inherit the wilderness of the land. Inherit the wilderness of the land. And guess what? I give big ups to some Hebrew Israelites that's farming right now. Big ups to them. I give big ups to some Hebrew Israelites that left the U.S. to go live in a better position. Come out of the darkness of despotism. Unlock y'all minds. Stop being mental slaves. There's no better time than right now for us all to come together and be one. There is no better time than right now. And it shall bloom like a new paradise before your hand. We read right there back in the book of God's word about Abraham. Everything we touch is blessed. Everything we touch gets blessed. But because you have accomplished the one ever present, behold, you shall no longer be an exclusive people, but shall allow your sons and daughters to commingle with the faithists of all the races and tribes of men. This is the calling. And you shall forsake the ways of the world and go and live in the manner of your forefathers in colonies, without kings and without rulers, serving none but Jehovah. And your people shall hold all things in common, being neither rich and being neither poor. There is no big you, little me. There is no I own this and I own that, and you got to buy it, because everything you think you own, you didn't purchase. It comes straight from the Great Spirit naturally and organically. And your people shall hold all things in common, being neither rich nor poor, master nor servant. Look, master nor servant. And you shall call out to the idolater, saying, come on into my house and be one with me. Show them the light, not smite them utterly. Be an inspiration to them to lift them up also. Behold, there is only one creator. And guess what? You are my brother. And guess what? You are my sister, brother Gideon, Uriah, Benny. Y'all my brother. Y'all my brothers. Okay, yeah, we might not see it the same, but you my brother, whether you deny it or not. We eventually have to all walk as one to elevate. We eventually have to all walk as one to ascend and to be better. Otherwise, we ain't nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. And guess what? We're going to be bound to the lower heavens until we figure it out. That's the only way we're going to have to ascend. Huh? And this shall come to pass for you, O Israel. The way of your people shall be open, and they shall be delivered out of the bound kingdoms of the east. Because of your 2,000 years, you have not gone forth with the sword to possess any new country and establish yourself. You are glorified before your God. Because of your long suffering, you shall find peace through the light of my kingdoms. Behold, a new cycle is upon the earth. Your people shall find proof of these in my words. No, I'm not accusing you of not loving me, Gideon. I'm not saying that. My angels will come into the houses of your people. My angels will come into the houses of your people, and they shall talk with them face to face. Well, babe, we got the power to unlock our minds to see the unseen heavens before we even die and become spirits. Do not think that this book is my only revelation. Look, it's telling y'all right there in Owaspy. Do not think that this book, Owaspy, is my only revelation in this day. Within your house, O Israel, you shall prepare for the voice of your God. We are the records. We are preparing right now for the new Owaspy. We're the record keepers. We're writing history right now. We are the record. We are the books. Huh? For I will raise up many seers. I will raise up many seers. Look, I'm going to raise up many Abrahams. I'm going to raise up many Yeshuas. I'm going to raise up many Zarathustras and many Moseses and prophets among your people, and they shall testify to my words on all sides. Huh? Do not judge, O Israel, as to who are apostates before your God. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about who are apostates before your God. I say to For even though they maintain the rites and ceremonies, they have forsaken the spirit. They have forsaken the spirit and truth of my commandments. Whereas many who have forsaken the rites and ceremonies in search of a higher light are more in the way of Jehovah the Great Spirit. For though they keep the rites and ceremonies, do they not drink to drunkenness and eat to gluttony, feasting on flesh, from which they have taken life? Huh? And they engage in selling wine and in dealing stocks, like the idolater. While your forefathers were scrupulous to labor and brought forth out of the earth that which to feed and to clothe man. And they say God prospered me, in which they falsify me and blaspheme Jehovah and his kingdoms. I say to you, they are prospered by who? By Satan. They are prospered by Satan. And their prosperity is the wages of the bondage in heaven. And because of the wickedness, they have led my people to disbelieve in my justice and the plans of my kingdoms. For which reason they are more apostatized in my sight than those who are good, who say there is no God. Whoa, what? Real. Open your doors, Israel. Be an inspiration to the people, Israel. Show the people how to be people of God, Israel. Huh? Shout out to my boy Kosmon who told me this. What is the worst thing we can do to a godless man, Israel? Give him God. Give him God. Huh? That's the labor of the chosen. Throw open your doors, O Israel. My angels stand at the threshold. They right there at our feet. They right there at our feet. Or right there at our doorway, I should say better. These my words which I have told you beforehand shall be corroborated by hundreds of thousands of witnesses from my heaven. Seek the resurrection of your soul, O Israel, so Jehovah the Great Spirit may be glorified in you forever and ever. As above, so below. So below as above, as without, so within as without. All praises to the Great Spirit whose magnitude is immeasurable. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for watching. CGG, I'll see y'all back in the chat. Sister Karima, thank you for being patient with me, sister. I did my service for the night. I'm signing off. Good night.
Thank you. Appreciate you coming in. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Please hit the like before y'all leave out. And hope you enjoy the information.